Life's stressful. I was just, I was really doing my chest. Everything's just furry. And I'm like, all right, tired of this. So I get in the shower. I'm shaving. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to shave the balls and everything. I'm going hard. So I get everything down to a slick. I even go against the grain.
Oh my God!
Just on some parts to get it like baby.
That hurts a little bit.
Sucks. Yeah. It gets
yeah.
Let me out. Let me out of here. Get me the hell out of here.
This girl, I used to hook up with her. Well, anyways, we kind of fell out of touch. She's a little weird anyway. And I had these two girls lined up. The both girls canceled on me. So she shows up and she has gained like 80 pounds.
She gets up and you're like, here, put the Spider-Man mask on. I've always had a real kink for this.
I love Spider-Man. Yeah, you take it, Spider-Man. See, and they already do it to me right now in the chat. I see it. Where is it at? Look, it's in Enrico. It says, you like swamp. No, that's not what I'm saying, you motherfucker. I'm saying a little. I would be in Vegas right now getting shot on by like 9 dudes. Here's like, for like $2,000, bro. Let's go.
Let's do it.
You gonna on me? What the fuck is going on?
I'd be going crazy. I'd have an OnlyFans because your boy wants a Ferrari. I don't know how I get it. In the nick of time, I was setting everything up as the intro was playing and tweeting shit. It was terrible, but I did it with 4 to 5 seconds left, and we're here with the beautiful, illustrious Zia, of course, and Mint with a creeper on her mic. Look at it.
Hello.
Welcome back. I know you were on with me and not Zia one time, and it was a great show.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm really going to bring it down this time. I'm sorry.
Why? What do you mean? What does that mean?
It's just being here.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Every time I'm around you, I'm like, God, I can't wait for this to be over.
I know. I know.
No, thank God for your boobs, though. It keeps me happy. So, anyways, we're gonna get the show started today. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's the 14th Camel Thoughts. I will not be doing it February. Let me look. I won't be doing it February 3rd. I'll be in California, and I will not be doing it February 17th because I will be racing my first NASCAR ARCA official race at Daytona, my first debut start, something I never, ever in my wildest dreams thought would ever even kind of get close to happening, but somehow the opportunity has fallen in my lap, and we are going hard. Every single red super chat, which is $99 and above, will be on the trunk lid of my car at Daytona.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
So, we currently have 16 or 17 or 18 names on there. So we're going to keep adding to it until like a week before because I have to get it printed. So like the ones that come like 2 days before won't be able to be on there because, so we'll put a cutoff date, and then we might start it back up for Phoenix and then Talladega and Charlotte, depending on where we race at this year. So thank you guys so much for everybody that's joining, everybody that's liking the show. Thank you. And we're going to have a great show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we got 6 giant titties on the show today.
That's
6?
a lot of titties.
That's all we need. 6 titties. You can't go wrong.
No. Also, I know at least 2 of these titties can dance. Mint, can you make your boobs dance?
She can make them floop, I think.
Like that?
That's all you. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. No, that counts. That's
it counts.
Perfect.
It's great.
That's absolutely keep.
I feel like I remember her mixing them. Yes, Disparu. I'm counting my own titties, of course. Disparu.
Of course.
Oh my God. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much. Let me add some names to the list, unless they're already on there. Sometimes there's repeats. Gabriel Knott is starting off the show hard today with us with a giant $100 super chat. Says congrats on qualifying. I'd be honored if you slap my lame ass on your neck on your car as you ride that mofo across the finish line. Britches. Yeah. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Thank you, Gabriel Knott. We're gonna put your name on there right now. He's joining the list. It's gonna be so cool, man. And I have my t-shirt designs. I'm putting some t-shirts out there for the race. I don't know if I'm releasing them on my merch store or not. But I will definitely have a lot of them at the racetrack themselves, and I'll bring up a picture of them so you guys can see what they're gonna look like today. Chris Gore is on here. What the? Hey, look, there's Chris Gore, Disparu. Everybody's in the damn chat today. Thank you so much.
This is so exciting.
I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Gabriel. You're the man. You're added to the list. And don't forget my boy, the illustrious Billy Hatcher.
Wow.
Says, I hope we do Fight Milk tonight, and I don't have my valet job anymore, which sucks, but I'm still working for the same company, just different location. I like how the woke left hates J.K. Rowling, and now it's a threesome streesome. That is how we roll. Yeah, we're going to talk about J.K. Rowling tonight and the new Harry Potter show on Max and how she has creative control, and all the people are angry and saying they're going to boycott it, just like they did Hogwarts Legacy, and you know how that turned out. It broke records. So
no one's boycotting shit. And you know what? The people that fucking are boycotting it weren't people that were going to watch it to begin with. So I don't know what the fuck they think their power is. Like, shut the fuck up.
It's the same shit every time. It's like, they're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm not going to watch this show or play this game because it doesn't have enough representation. And I'm like, oh, really? That's weird because you've never bought the games or watched the shows or movies to begin with. Yeah. It's this loud people, these loud people that say they're going to boycott something, but that they were never intending on watching. And the weird thing is, Hollywood, TV shows, companies, corporate companies, banks, everything under the sun are trying to appeal to these people who don't support them nor would ever use their products, but they keep trying to appeal to them.
And then surprise, surprise, it doesn't go well, and they end up losing money on every product that they make. And it's hilarious.
I have a hot take. Yes. Maybe the creator of the thing should have a say in the creation that they created.
Yes.
Whoa, hot take.
That's crazy. You're blowing minds here.
I know, right?
No, it's like,
right, though.
So silly. And, you know, to be honest, think about this for a moment. Imagine being a huge Harry Potter fan. Because, you know, let's be honest, Harry Potter, it's like autistic #1. And I'm right there with you. I love that shit.
Goddamn straight.
But you have these people that are like, they love Harry Potter, and they're like, oh, well, I still love Harry Potter only if the creator of said Harry Potter universe that I adore and did all the world building isn't involved. It's like, are you some kind of dumbass?
Also, have they not read the books? Because I feel like the messages of the books are pretty fucking clear. This is not, she's really stands for a lot of progressiveness. And the way that look, you might not agree with everything that she says or whatever the fuck, but the way she speaks out about things, in my opinion, isn't in a radical way.
Yeah.
None of what she's saying is all that crazy.
She just says, oh, well, basically, if you boil down her belief structure, it's, I don't want women to lose their space that they already have. It's like, I don't want this to happen at a detriment to women, but whatever. I don't care otherwise. And they're like, oh, so you mean you hate trans people? It's like, no, that's not what anybody's saying. Okay. But that's just how it plays out. It's the whole rule that if you don't overtly agree with every single changing point, because keep in mind, all these opinions are fluid and changing. Mm-hmm. One day, you know, calling somebody a sir is the correct term, and the next day it's not. And then calling somebody this the next day is not. Like, remember plus size models? That's actually offensive now.
Oh, right? It's insane. Even if you think about it, so this is something that I brought up a couple of times because it just makes me laugh every fucking time. Retards and retarded used to be an acceptable term to say about people who are actually like, we don't, I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, I say it all the time, but not in reference to people who are actually retarded, right? Like, you're just saying it. But there was this one, and I brought this up a few times because it just makes me laugh every single fucking time. There was this shirt that was a real shirt. I think it was in maybe the 70s or the 80s, but it was a campaign that was like it was a sort of a golf tournament or something, and all the proceeds went to mental health or mental retarded, whatever the fuck it was, and it said "swinging for retards" on it.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. And this was an acceptable shirt that they sold in order to raise money for this issue. And now, if you did that now, you'd be fucking dead.
Yeah, I got to be honest. All the words that they are angry at sound so great, and the reason I've always, like, since I was a child and said, you know what, I'm bringing retard back, is because it just feels great. It's like the F slur, which you can't even say unless you're 2 hours into the stream, because it just bounces so well. It's like rhythmically perfect, you know? And I feel like that's why they hate it, because it just sounds so good. But if you look at it that way, it also kind of cuts like a knife because of how beautiful it sounds, right? Yeah. So like retard, just like, ooh, you're like, oh damn, it's so spicy and direct to the point. It's like speaking to my soul. Raking Knight says, what's up, bitches? Cam, I sent you something on Discord if you don't mind checking it out after the show. Sure, I'll log into Discord like once a month, so sometimes I won't see stuff for a long time. Thank you, Raking Knight. I love you. I'll check it out. My beautiful Filipino / what? Man, I love you. First Orange Boy, Billy Hatcher says, I also hope you go to Matsuri. Oh, dude, I'll be there, baby. Hopefully Zia will be there. Zia doesn't do nothing.
No, but wait, when is Matsuri this year? Really, I'm gonna try. I want to try in the second. I know the first half of the year is gonna be tight, but the second half of the year, I'm really gonna try to do some stuff.
Good.
Don't give me that shit. I'm gonna get texts from Cody for weeks.
Yeah. But what are you doing? Come on, because we got to do Camel Thoughts.
Yeah, I know. Wait, where's Matsuri, in Texas?
Yeah, Houston.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to go.
Thank you, Billy. Love you, appreciate you. By the way, Billy, yes, I owe everybody a fight milk from last stream, so I will do one at the end of the show. If we hit the fight milk goal tonight, I will do a double fight milk, so it's like a 2-for-1.
I'll join you too. I'll join you on the fight milk.
You almost died last time, though.
I mean, that's fine. It's for the art.
It's
for the art.
It was like a 2 minutes of her just looking like she was just panicking. Her eyes were like this wide. I'm like, is she okay?
That's how big her eyes always are. Look at them; they're beautiful.
No, yeah, that's because there's nothing behind them. That's why there's
all it takes.
Yeah, that's why they're beautiful. There's nothing behind her eyes. Zia not even at MegaCon. Nope, she will not be there.
No.
Zia, every time I ask her to go anywhere, she's like, I have a lot of things in my life going on right now. And I'm like what? And you're like, I don't know. It's fine.
Why did I become Spanish for this?
because they're liars, and you are too. All Hispanics liars. And that's kind of why I'm just kidding, by the way. No, they're honest people, and I love them. It's my favorite culture on earth.
I know you always bring that up, and it makes me laugh because I don't know why. You're so funny.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Mudbug on Rumble dropped a $100 Rumble rant. Mudbug says he wants to be on the car. It's on there. I already put you down. Thank you, Mudbug. I love you. I appreciate you. Mudbug's always going hard as hell on Rumble. He's the damn well. You are on the list. There's so many names on here. Hopefully we can fit them all in the trunk, baby. Thank you so much, my friend. Mudbug is the god on Rumble. Thank you. Slosher says, night, everyone. Glad to see Mint on the show. Mint, are you sitting on an exercise ball, or is she just naturally happy and energetic all the time?
This is how I stem. This is my stemming technique. I just bounce up and down all the time. I'm currently sitting on a couch. I would like an exercise ball. That'd be a pretty good idea.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is me stemming.
I definitely think you should always be bouncing. I don't think anyone's complaining.
I agree.
Zia stems by putting her thumb in her ass.
Cody, you weren't supposed to tell people that. I told you that in confidence.
No, you showed me in confidence. You didn't tell me nothing. I just saw it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Okay, you really just need
you were like, you try
my secrets.
You tried. I'm like, I mean, okay. Like, see what happens. I don't know.
Not my butt, your butt, Cody.
Thank you, Slosher. I love you. I appreciate you. We're not even into the show, and the freaking super chats just keep rolling in. I appreciate you guys so much, man. You guys are crazy as hell. By the way, Disparu, Chris Gore, anybody want the link? Just DM me, and I'll bring y'all in. We'll talk about it.
Hell yeah.
We'll just make it more the merrier. Tilly T, by the way, with a 100 euros super chat. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Tilly T, with a big juicy Euro boy. Tilly T is on the damn list. Says slap my name on the car and win. Congrats. So here's where we need to gauge expectations for people. My goal in this race, it's one thing racing anywhere in a competitive environment. Racing NASCAR, like for real, like on TV and shit, and like this is a big deal. So my goal is to ride around the ass of the pack in the draft and just survive until the end, bring the car home in one piece, and learn a lot. Try to learn everything. We're racing Talladega 2, or we should be racing Talladega 2, but we will. That's when we'll put on a little bit more sauce. But I'm just trying to survive. You don't want to go up there in the pack and then freaking something bad happen. Your first fucking, you know what I'm saying? So that's the goal for me, Tilly T. Thank you so much. He said it's British pounds. Okay, good. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for the big delicious, the big delicious red boy. And we'll read some of these other super chats here in a bit. But we got to get started with the show. But before we do, let me take a delicious fat shot of Woodford Reserve.
I'm happy that you're not cutting anymore, Cody. I miss drinking, Cody. I feel like every stream you need to have a drink or two.
Not every stream.
At least every Saturday night.
Come on, Saturday.
At least every Saturday stream. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like it adds so much.
Yeah, if it was every stream, I would be alcoholic.
I was gonna say you would be an alcoholic, my friend.
Yeah, try not to die here. So, anyways, J.K. Rowling. It was announced that old J.K. Rowling, poor J.K. Rowling, is going to be involved in the new Harry Potter show that's coming out on Max. The funny thing is, my favorite part about this whole situation is a Twitter account named Discussing Film. Discussing Film tweeted, known
Shut
transphobe.
the fuck up.
Known transphobe. J.K. Rowling is now reported to be an active executive producer on the Harry Potter series that will be in, and where she will be involved in the show's decision making.
No shit. She
Yeah.
wrote the fucking books.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyways, so the funniest part about this whole thing, look at the account name.
Wasn't heated.
Look at it. Discussing Film is this account name on Twitter. Discussing Film. And the replies are turned off.
Disparu says that they have that page has him blocked.
Of course they do.
That makes me so happy.
Disparu, he ain't scared. He'll say whatever the hell's on his mind. Blocked. But it's so funny how it's discussing film, yet they don't want you to discuss anything, under the actual like post. When it just seems so silly to me that they would be angry that J.K. Rowling's involved. Oh, and it's one of these things where, oh, well, she said a thing one time. That means forever she's just listed as a transphobe, I guess.
I don't understand.
And I was watching Destiny talk about this, not this specifically, but like transphobes in general. And he's like, it's kind of disingenuous where if you don't overtly agree with every single extreme take that like the trans community is pushing, and like the extreme trans community, the majority of trans people are just living their life and trying to live their life how they want to live it, and they don't bother. No one cares. But then you have this extreme sect of people that if you don't overtly agree with every single minute point they have in their agenda that they're always adding to every day, then you're listed as a transphobe for life. By the way.
And also, sometimes their fucking points and things that they're asking for are legitimately unreasonable, and not everybody needs to agree with it. So it's so silly that you get to this point where they're calling someone a bad person and they should have everything taken away from them. I believe that she was getting death threats and people were showing up at her house, like crazy shit like that for some tweets. And I read those tweets. They were not that unreasonable. I just don't think they were that unreasonable.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that the issue is it doesn't matter if it's reasonable or unreasonable. You know what I'm saying? All that matters is it's almost like people are doing it on purpose, right? Like they will push they'll push whatever, is the new extreme idea. They'll just push it and see if people agree with it. At this point, it almost seems like damn elaborate trolling to me, to be fair.
Does. You're right.
To be fair. But I'm to be honest, I'm actually happy that J.K. Rowling's involved because I love Harry Potter. I love the films. I didn't read the books because I'm from Alabama. And
Cody, what the fuck? And you can't read. I knew it.
We got TV in like the 50s or 60s. Okay.
I've read the books more times than I care to admit, to be honest with you. It would make me seem like an insane person, but I also do love the movies. I watch them every year.
I watch them like twice a year.
I haven't read the books, and I'm starting to watch the movies.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of reruns of just various Harry Potters, just like random scenes, but now I'm actually going through all of them. I've watched 1 and 2 and 7 parts 1 and 2, which is weird, but
okay.
I just feel like my opinion is I don't care about your politics or what you believe in as long as you make really good art, because art is going to stand the test of time. Your politics probably won't stand the test of time, but a really good piece of art will. So this makes me happy that she's being involved with making Harry Potter again, because she has an artistic vision. I mean, honestly, good art is just so important to me, that a good art will triumph any political position that you have, because your opinion can change.
Yeah. That's a great point. Art transitions all political like takes and all, you know what I'm saying? So one day, 200 years from now, people will still remember Harry Potter. So talk about Harry Potter. Those political takes will be gone. No one will care anymore. And
yeah, exactly.
But they're wanting to fill the industry with activists that may have 1 or 2 writing credits or may have 1 or 2 directing credits, and they want to fill the entire industry with all these activists, which is destroying art. It's destroying art. You know, by the way, Disparu, I sent you the link in your Twitter.
And also the thing with art too is oftentimes art does carry a message with it. That's not uncommon. That's since the beginning of art. It's the way that they're delivering the message now that it's at the what's the word I'm looking for? My brains are shutting down, but it's at the expense. Thank you, Mint. Yes, it's at the expense of the storytelling and of the art, so they can get their message across. Not like, okay, we have this beautiful story and woven into it is this message that we're trying to tell. Because I mean, I've talked about this with Doctor Who before. Doctor Who has always been a really progressive show. It got so progressive that even progressive people were fucking pissed.
Oh my gosh, Zia. This is related as hell, but kind of unrelated. Did you see?
Hey.
Did you see?
Oh, I related to this.
Disparu's related to this. Did you see that the cute blonde girl in Doctor Who immediately is getting recast as like an Indian lady?
Are you fucking serious?
I knew it. She's already been fired. Yes.
All right, I'm
One
offended.
season.
For small blonde girls everywhere, I'm offended. This is terrible.
For small blonde girls that you can see their roots. Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. I swear to God, I saw a screenshot the other day, and I was talking to my friend at the gym, one of my workout buddies, and I was like, "Man, I'm actually very surprised they cast like a cute little blonde girl, like a white blonde girl, for this role. That's actually completely unexpected." I shit you not. A few weeks later, it's like, "Oh yeah, she's done filming and she's exiting the show, and now it's Hajiba Diba," and I'm like, "Oh fucking Hajiba Diba every time." Well,
I mean, to be fair, she couldn't act to save her life.
Yeah.
So I'm not that concerned.
But at least her titties. Look, I watched this movie just for
I love that those are the first words out of your mouth.
At least, look, I watched this movie.
Anything else?
And if Mint hasn't watched it, she needs to review this. I watched this movie, and it's like a 2007, like kind of cheesy horror film called The Uninvited. It was awful until the very end. Then I was like, wait a second, this is great. Because there's a twist, and they don't allude to it at all. They hide it very well. But there's like every actress in the movie is like super hot because it was 2007, and they're all just in bikinis the whole time. And I'm like, this is amazing. And they're all like that. You know, remember when like women like had to be like super tan all the time, so they were like basically brown, and they were, you know, they were like late 90s, early 2000s, like skinny, like the acceptable form of skinny. So they all look like supermodels.
People forget that Star Trek The Next Generation literally had a sex planet that everybody went to for rest and recuperation called Reza. The entire thing was just you went to the planet to bang as many people as possible because everybody on that planet had no morals. That was the entire planet was built for this.
That was a missed opportunity by Tinder. They should have named their app that.
Riza, actually, you're right.
They're Riza. That was the one. Yeah, they may have got sued. That's probably why they didn't.
Yeah, well, it's fine. That would then Star Trek would have to admit that they haven't.
To be fair, the left don't call themselves the Borg, so you know.
God, the Bog of Eternal Stench. It's more like it.
No, hey, it would have been accurate. It would have been an accurate description. No, think of the Harry Potter situation from the Borg's perspective, right? We are this way, we all think this way, and anybody who isn't this way, we will absolutely destroy. So J.K. Rowling is about as far left as you can get, except on one single perspective. And that one perspective is enough to go, we don't want you to live, we don't want you to earn, we don't want you to survive. We want everything that you stand for to be destroyed, your house to be destroyed, and all because she disagrees with them on one single point. It is still too much for them. And they forget that they're going against one of the richest women in the world, who literally is far too big to cancel because she has one of the best, most profitable properties in the world. Nobody stands up against her.
That's where the phrase. That's where that phrase comes from. Disparu that like the left eventually eats themselves because eventually someone's going to disagree with something. And the unfortunate truth is, there was like a shift that was really annoying to me like a month ago. You guys remember this, that weird calendar thing with the conservative calendar. And like all these other conservatives were yelling at conservative women for like showing their ankles. And I'm like, oh, now you're just getting gay. And then like the manosphere movement all of a sudden was like, stay away from like women. Like you need to wait for a woman for 10 years. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to dump loads and all these bitches. I'm so confused now. And it's like the whole movement is starting to turn like, oh, just have sex with dudes, bro. Like your bros. And I'm like, all right, no, I'm out of
That's not what they mean. And like, this is the thing, right? This is the difference between right and left. It's like, I can have entirely different opinions about stuff like that to other people.
Yeah.
But I'll still appeal in stream. Like, I will literally scroll through my Twitter and it'll be like this. It'll be like Variety talking about something, then it'll be a Halo interview, and then it'll just be Zia's boobs. Like that's what happens on my Twitter feed. And I can have opinions about that kind of thing, while also my idea of politeness is like you don't go and like attack people over it. It's like if somebody asks me a question and I'm silent, I'm probably just being polite rather than anything else. Whereas their idea is, if you don't agree with me on literally everything, then I don't think you have a right to exist on this planet.
Yeah.
And that is the main difference. And I don't know. If things swing back the other way, I think there's going to be trouble, because you're going to end up with a load of people in the same, who are all like grouped together in this same group, who are just like, we just hate this. This is why we're over here, because we hate this. But once that separates and things start going back the other way, you're going to see people splinter off, which could be an interesting fight.
You know, I have a hot take, another hot take. I feel that a difference of opinion actually fleshes out the overall conversation and brings a lot of nuance to the conversation. And I see a lot of people don't want any nuance on the internet whatsoever. And it's like, well, this lack of nuance isn't helping you. It's just making you more against what people are saying, even if that's going to help you. Like,
I wasn't planned.
If someone is saying something that you disagree with, but it could help you, if you're totally against that idea, then you're not going to be helped in the long run. Like good art, rather.
It's a great point.
Yeah. If someone is like, oh, well, I don't like this particular thing about this piece of art that you did, and then like they flip out because, oh, well, I think about a different thing. Actually, I think about a completely different thing, and you're wrong, and you'll forever be wrong. And it's like, if that person is right, then you've just lost out the person who is not taking that person's advice.
It's improving. So
yeah,
look, if assume that I never like hooked up with a black chick, okay, and somebody's like, bro, you got taste on the brown sugar, and I'm like, no, I would never do such a thing, and they're like, bro, it's great, and I'm like, you're wrong, you're bitch, right? That doesn't help me. I need to dabble in, the brown sugar every once in a while. I need to get in there, taste a little bit of it, and see how it feels, and then I'll know for sure, and I'll come to the conclusion, oh, well, here's the pros and cons of this,
yeah.
She was sloppy as hell. That's a pro. Her cousins showed up at my house, want to kick my ass. That's the con. So there's like things.
Disparu's face right now is the greatest thing ever.
I don't think this is the strongest argument you've ever come up with, I'll be honest.
But I was originally
an analogy, but sure.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think you need to, it's like if someone went, how should morals be done? It's like, well, I killed 20 people and I decided where I thought the line was based on my own experience with killing the 20 people. Probably it's not, there's probably some kind of middle ground. I don't think you need to experience everything to decide whether you should or not.
So my original point before I took my shot was I've had people come
into everybody.
Yeah. I've had people come on that occupy an extreme left space, and we talked about certain issues, because that's going to happen, right? And we learn we don't disagree that much. It's just tiny little spots where people will disagree, because I'm saying I'll be like taxation and stuff, and they're like, well, I kind of agree, and I'm like, that's weird. I didn't expect you to say that. And then and then the only place we differ is hormones for children or something. That's the only thing we differ on, and I'm considered a MAGA guy for some reason. According to that guy that struck my channel.
That makes me laugh. Every time you post somebody ultra MAGA, I'm like, what? Have you ever seen any of his streams?
It's so ridiculous. I get hit with that occasionally too. I've been called a right-wing grifter before, and I'm like, yeah, dude. How? And I'm like, really? Because I know. I'm like, this is obviously why I'm a right-wing grifter.
You're not overweight.
So.
Remember when yeah, that's why, apparently, because I work out, and supposedly working out is considered racist. I read an article about that.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen that.
The most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. But no, I think it's just because I'm the same as you, Disparu. I refuse to, like, also I have friends who are on different sides of the political spectrum, and I refuse to not be friends with people that I love because of something as fucking stupid as that. It's just not gonna happen. Like, I love my friends so much, and if maybe I don't agree with everything they say, but I'm gonna stand by them because I know they're fucking good people. I know that they don't have hurtful bad things to say or do. And so I think it's because I've appeared on certain things maybe, and people have added me to those right-wing grifter lists on Twitter when that was it. Like, remember when Twitter lists were a thing? Do those still happen?
Oh no, I get added to. I tend to get added to them when they're trying to insult me. You'll get added to something, and it'd be like so massive silly. Racist. And we'll be like the list. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's the most retarded thing ever, and it makes me laugh so fucking hard because I'm like, okay, sure. And I'm pretty much. I feel like Cody and I are very, very, very similar in that respect with a lot of the stuff that we believe in. But I think that it's like that for most people. If you go out in the real world and have a conversation with people out there, you'll find that most people aren't as extreme one way or the other as the internet makes it out to be. Because again, these are very small but vocal groups of people that won't shut the fuck up. Everybody else is relatively reasonable, and you might have some differing opinions on a couple of things here and there. But I find when I actually start to talk to people that we match up on a lot of issues, really.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing is, if you just talk to your neighbors, your friends.
Yeah.
Like, generally, I think generally speaking, a giant portion of people are pretty level-headed and reasonable. The issue is social media has put people in these boxes, and then they get freaking radicalized by what they're seeing and what they're agreeing with or disagreeing with. It's freaking wild.
It's not just that. It's the idea of inclusivity. Like, there is a difference between including people, which means you have to specifically go out and invite people to your space. You have to agree with what they're saying, and just not excluding people. Those things are miles apart. Like, specifically going out to recruit people and just being like, I believe you can exist in the world, are miles apart. And so there's a whole middle ground now that get cut out, which is like, you can exist. I'd rather you kept it yourself. You know, you can do it in private and you can do whatever you want in your own home, but I'd rather you just didn't bring it out into the public world and just brag about it and expect me to accept it. It's like, it's called a private life because it used to be done in the privacy of your own home. You used to keep it behind closed doors, and what you did over there was your business. But if you brought it out into the street, then every single other person in society will judge you because of it. And that's the difference. Instead, we got rid of judgment. And inclusivity is the abolition of standards. If you include everybody, you include a load of people who shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah.
And so, like, judgment is good, but it is a case of you need judgment when it comes to the grander society and a nation and what is allowed in public view. But then once you go into the privacy of your own home, you can basically do whatever you want because it's your own land, it's your own life, it's your own, you whatever you want over there. And so that's the way I go. As long as you keep things over there, I don't really care. But if you start doing it publicly, then I think that you should be judged publicly.
Sure. Yeah, that's the thing is you have people seeking validation for like whatever weird thing they have going on. If it may be considered weird or not, but people are seeking validation by going out in public. Like those freaking that one video it's like PTSD, and it sticks out in my mind. And once a year, at least once a year, but multiple times, I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and it's the freaking video of the Pride Parade of the dude that has like the tiny little twink guy on his, like, carrying him in his arms, and he's just forearm fisting him in front of kids and everything.
Yeah,
Every time.
the Met Office the other day posted that the UK was getting double fisted by cold and ice. And I reposted it just going, I'm getting double fisted. And I got a message from Lady Gravemaster going, I don't think this term means what I think it means. And I'm like, yeah. she thought it meant drinking 2 pints at the same time. Yeah. I'm like, no.
I mean,
that's not quite what it means.
I mean, if you drink 2 pints at the same time, you might be able to get to that point where you're getting double.
Yes, yeah. It would definitely enable you to relax.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm 10 shots in and like there's a dude in the corner and he's like, you know what I'm saying? You can't really, like, if everything starts to get different, you know, he's like, hey, you want to get fisted? I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll try it. You know, if I'm like 10 shots in, I'm like down for anything.
The best thing about your streams is I never know whether you're joking or not. Like, I don't know if you actually be like, maybe.
Well, you gotta look at it.
He's probably joking because I tried. He said he'd fuck a pie.
Maybe not.
Then,
like, there's always the possibility.
Yeah, no, there's always a possibility. But he said he'd fuck a pie. But guess who didn't fuck a pie? Yeah, that's
no,
right,
I didn't say that.
I know.
That's
You
the
did.
easiest
Yes,
thing
you
to
did.
do on stream.
Yes, you did. You said that you would fuck a pie.
That's
and
a video.
I bought one.
That's a million viewer video right there.
No, you wouldn't be able to see my penis or anything. And that pie tasted like ass. You didn't even get
Oh, come on. Twitch
Because
proved
I
it.
thought
Just
it
put a
was
black
an-
square there.
I fucked up. I thought it was an apple pie, but it was a shoe fly pie.
And it tastes like shoe fly, like whatever the hell that is. It tastes like shoes and flies. It was terrible.
I actually liked it. I thought it was good. It was like
Why are you
molasses.
tasting it in the first place? That's not what you're supposed to be doing with that pie.
Because he wouldn't put his dick in it, so I had to eat it.
You're like, I'm not going to let it go to waste.
Of course,
It was
not.
one of those things where, like, if you guys super chat this much, Cody's gonna fuck a pie, and I'm in the corner like drunk, and I'm like, no, and they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, and then we hit the goal, and I'm like, no, and
No,
they're
that's
like,
not
yes.
true. I said, Cody, would you fuck
How
a pie?
could
And
you
you
set
go,
a goal and not match it? What?
no, because Cody actually said, yeah, I'd fuck a pie. Like he straight up was like, yeah,
No,
I'd do it.
I
and
think
then,
I was saying I would
Mm-mm.
I would fuck a pie in my life sometime. I'm not. I wasn't saying I
why
would.
not?
But
Then
then
that,
set a goal.
why not at that time? Yeah.
You can't let the audience down once you've set a goal.
That is true. I usually don't. All right. I usually don't. We're 460 from Naked Zia goal right now, and we've never.
Are you going to MegaCon?
Me? No. I'll be at.
Oh.
I'll be at a event that I can't miss.
No. I
I'll
was
be
going
in
to say,
California.
if you're going to MegaCon, we've got to hold you to another goal.
It's so lame.
Disparu.
It's
Disparu.
so lame.
It
how I
isn't. It
totally-
isn't.
yeah.
I have never seen that on YouTube before. Probably for a reason. Maybe it needs to be at locals.
I want to go to MegaCon because everybody's gonna be there, and I just can't. It sucks because I have a prior
I'm going
engagement.
to MegaCon. I'm from
See?
UK. Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
going to
expensive.
MegaCon in Las Vegas. Is my
When
aim
and
at
where
the
is MegaCon?
It's
End of the
Isn't
month.
there one in like Florida?
yeah,
it's Florida. End of the month.
February
Okay.
1st through the 4th.
Damn,
I
that's
wanted
my
to go,
birthday.
but I can't go. So
Yep, same.
I'm
Well,
with
it
you there,
being your
Camelot.
birthday is another reason to go.
I know that would be really fun. That'd be a fun way to spend it. Fuck.
I'm sad.
See,
I'm very
Yeah, I
sad.
could do it.
Hopefully,
I've got to get permission to enter the country. Yeah, I only found out like today that apparently America needs literally checks to go in. I'm like, what? I've flown to other countries. Nobody cares. America, you've got to pass some kind of weird test.
well, that's why all you have to do is just come in illegally, and that they don't even care at all.
No, unironically, it is way harder for me to pay to fly into your country than it is to enter
Walk
anywhere else.
It's
Yeah,
pretty wild. It's pretty
it
wild.
is. 8 million a year. Sorry.
Like money
then-
or people?
People.
People.
Oh,
And like Texas, the only state trying to change it. They like the National Guard out there, and they what is it? The federal government is trying to like punish them for it and make them stop like protecting the border. I'm like, can we just have one hero? I just want one hero in my life that does heroic shit.
You just
without
want
being
Rambo. Can you imagine Rambo?
Yes, Jesus, just one damn person. Pajori says the HP books are on Audible. You can listen to them while you drive. There's several books my dyslexic ass can ingest by listening to them. I might do that when I fly to California in a few weeks. I might try to listen to a couple of them because there's no way I can do anything. I can't sleep on flights, and I fly every other weekend. I'm flying somewhere, and then I got to fly immediately to Daytona like a week after that. Thank you, Pajori. I appreciate you. I love you. You're the GOAT. The Orange Boy is here. Thank you. Let me pull up. I want to pull up something real quick.
If you want audiobooks, literally the best ones I've found are from Graphic Audio. They literally do individual actors for every single voice. They do sound effects for all the sound of the like sword fighting and stuff. They do music to do everything. Graphic Audio are the best. I'm not sponsored. I just love them.
All right, let me pull this up if it ever loads. Oh, okay, now it loads. Okay, that's fine. Okay, man, I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
every other like YouTuber made a video the other day about how having ad block on is completely destroys your YouTube experience. And I have 100% been wondering for the last month why YouTube like barely functions for me. It is crawling. Like you have to scroll for comments and they like will load after 10 seconds. It's wild. I cleared my cache, did all the things you're supposed to do, and nothing helps.
I don't know. I don't really experience problems with YouTube. Maybe because I pay for YouTube, so I don't see any ads.
Yeah, man, you pay them money, okay?
Yeah.
You got YouTube Premium. I used to, but my card got canceled that I had it under, and I guess it just didn't work out. But I need to get it back because it apparently is worth it. Lila, what's up, baby?
Premium's awesome. Lila's in the chat.
She's so beautiful. Look at her.
I love her so much.
A Hef says most people agree on the problems. It's the solutions we fight about. My favorite dude. Okay, this is kind of related. Hassan was complaining that he flew into Mexico. I think I could be wrong. And they said he had too many digital devices, and they were charging him taxes on entering the country with it. And he was like, they just made up a bunch of rules and made up an arbitrary number and made me pay taxes on it. And he was mad about it. And I'm like, hey,
what
bro,
the fuck? This is the guy who's like pro socialism, right? Isn't that guy?
He's a straight up commie, and he's getting commied. It's the commie complaining he's getting commied. But
oh my god,
the most funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. He's like, I can't believe they just make up stuff and steal money from me. I'm like, oh really? Where you been, baby? Where the hell
The only thing that changes your political positions is success. That is literally it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
also getting older, I think. It doesn't happen to everyone, but I do when you're younger, you're kind of more idyllic and you have these ideas that you think could work. And when you get older, you realize that practically they will not.
So 100% agree. What is it about changing from being younger to being older that causes that?
Usually success, not always.
Exactly.
You are right. You are right. Yes.
Because as you get older, you start to make more money, and then you realize, why should everybody steal from me? This is ridiculous.
100%. Yeah, and
it's true.
A lot of us aren't to Zia's advanced age yet, but
fuck you.
I'm just no shit. I tell the story a lot, but one of my friends, we used to have like lighthearted debates, at the gym. We worked out every day, and he made like 32 grand a year. He had a terrible job he hated. And I think I was working at Walmart. I don't remember at the time. And he was a huge Bernie Sanders supporter, like over the top. And I'm like, we were talking about taxes, and I'm anti-tax, abolish the IRS immediately. And he was like giving all of his reasons for it. And then about a year ago, he gets a new job. And he goes from making like nothing to making like 80 grand a year or something. And of course, he sees his first pay stub with his taxes taken out, and he goes from Bernie Sanders. I remember him saying, "I would gladly pay more in taxes if I knew they were going to a good place."
Come on!
Yeah,
they're not going to a good place.
No, even if they were, why would you?
Yeah, that's not my responsibility. So, he went from that position to taxation as theft in one pay stub.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how that works. When you start paying in, it's the people that are for more taxes don't net pay in. They never do.
And the thing is, I have always been in the same position. I've always been against taxes.
Same.
I think the most I was in that direction was like, you don't need to earn over X amount, and that was before I learned about inflation, because I was too young to know about inflation because I hadn't experienced enough of the world yet. And now, like when I said 30 grand, it is now literally 60 grand. And that is in a few years. And so that's the kind of thing you go there. But like tax rates are fixed and they don't like increase that way. So tax rates literally pull people who weren't in tax into tax more. And I don't know. Even when I was in a position where I would have benefited, I was still in the position where I was like, this is stupid, because why should somebody pay for me? And there is literally an entire class of people who think everybody else should pay for them. And I don't know what it is that causes that.
I think it's almost exclusively the people that identify like with, socialistic ideas are people that are college educated, like in their early 20s, upper middle class. Right?
I was all of those things, though, and I hated it.
Yeah, well, obviously not everybody, but a lot of these people, like you'll see a 24-year-old girl that's in college and she's got her little beanie on and her glasses, and she's like, well, like completely for all these socialistic ideas. And it's because her parents have been footing the bill her entire life, and she's never worked a day in her life. I was 15 years old, Disparu. I got my worker's permit. I got a job at Piggly Wiggly. I was 15 years old. I got my first check. It was like $180, and like $48 or $58 went to federal taxes. I remember seeing that when I was 15 and being like, well, this is wrong. I don't like this.
Now remember, my tax rate is at least double or triple yours.
God,
Oh,
I would do that. That my
God.
shotgun that's under my bed would be in my mouth. For sure.
Those taxes aren't going to anything important. Have you been to DC?
How could they?
I've
Yeah,
never been, but I know.
you've
I
never.
know how it works.
Yeah, all the parts that are tourist focused, like the big penis in the sky, the White House, all the tourist traps are well maintained. And then you go 2 blocks to whatever part of DC, and all the roads are fucked. And
Yeah.
so it's like, well, this is the first place that taxes go. If they're not doing any maintain of the roads in DC, then it's like, oh, geez, what are they using
My
the taxes
roads
for?
meant my roads and my schools.
I need my roads fixed, man.
Every time with my roads and my schools that they don't realize gas taxes pay for these things and your property taxes pay for certain like public school programs with a tiny, like not even a percent of a percent is like being sent to like utilized by the federal government for any of those things. The federal government
taxes to be used is for the roads. If
the
I had
taxes,
it my way,
the taxes for the federal government are going towards keeping their budgets high, their military budgets high. On every military base, I live 2 seconds from military base, one of the bigger ones in the south of the country, and all my friends work there. Literally all of them across the board work on base over here, and they have contractors coming in for $30,000, $50,000 to paint a small room. This is taxpayer money. Or they'll replace 2 receptacles in an office, 10 grand per receptacle. It takes them 3 minutes to do so. That's where your taxes, and the reason they do it, they pay for the highest bidder possible to keep budgets inflated. My friend that was in the Air Force said when they got to like the end of their period and they hadn't done enough like spending of their budget, they would get in planes and fly around for 12 hours or 15 hours straight to burn fuel so they keep their budgets high, or shoot bullets into the ground that they had in their surplus.
Because if you don't spend the budget, then next year it gets reduced.
Exactly.
This is not just a government issue. This is the same in every single corporation that exists. Every single department wastes their budget because they have too much, and they waste it so they get more next year.
And then on top of that, they're sending obscene amounts of money to other countries, like in obscene amounts.
I mean, that's one of the things which is probably the most defensible about a government budget, because if you print money and then put it into your local economy, it causes inflation. If you print money and then send it abroad, then it doesn't cause inflation because it's in another country. And so that has the least effect on the home nation.
Why do we need to print the money to begin with? I'm just curious.
I completely agree with you. It will cause inflation at some point somewhere, but the least impact it can have is to send it abroad, because you're sending it into somebody else's economy.
So we're just fucking up other world economies. We're like, yeah, fuck it.
well, it'll come back around to you eventually, because if you inflate the money supply, that's what causes inflation. Literally nothing else causes inflation in the entire world. It is literally a mathematics that this happens, and anyone else that tells you otherwise is lying to you. But the way to delay the effect is to send it abroad. That's the best way. You can either handle it by sending it abroad, or, as was also done, you make companies put it on their bank balance. So they put it on their accounting as an asset, and if they put it, and this is also something that happened in like during the last bankers crash of like 2008, they made companies take on government bonds as an asset onto their company bank balance. So that made them take the printed money onto their account, which took it out of the economy, so it wouldn't cause inflation. But now we're going through all the time, and now we're having the delayed effects of them. So you can delay the impact, but you can't stop it.
Yep.
So we should probably stop doing that too then.
You would think.
Yes, stop printing money. Yes.
You would
We
think.
should stop doing that shit.
Well,
Jesus
it's the
Christ.
thing where the people
why
that
do
support
they do it?
the people that are support that.
Because it makes people vote for you.
Yeah,
If I can promise you free stuff, you will vote for me.
100%.
It's true. People that don't really understand the way economics work. And that's a lot of people. And to be honest with you, I didn't either until I started, and I still don't know that much about it. It's just when you kind of start looking into it a little bit, I think that's just not something that most people are educated on.
Yeah, no, oh my gosh, Zia, I've literally been if you turn on the heat and you point it at your feet are going to get warm. And people will be like, we need to because I'm a big workers like rights advocate. I think a lot of people need more protections. A lot of people disagree with me. That's one of the things that people call me a liberal over, is I think there should be more workers' rights in this country, like a paid PTO, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So But that being said, I'm a staunch, like, I staunchly oppose raising the minimum wage arbitrarily, because I'm like, if you raise the minimum wage to $25 an hour, McDonald's are gonna be like, okay, we're paying all these people $25 an hour, so we're gonna make our McDouble $2.99 instead of $2.29 to absorb those costs and absorb that.
Way worse.
Yeah, it's way worse. But keep in mind, McDoubles were like 99 cents 5 years, 6 years ago. They're like $3 now.
I don't mean that. I mean, if you raise the minimum wage, you don't actually increase the value of any of those jobs.
No.
Those wages, like, people get paid what they're worth. Like, that is an objective amount in reality, and you may not know that, because that decision is made by literally billions of people across the earth determine that person's wage, and all those people are making individual choices, which is why any centralized decision is wrong. But all those people will determine that guy's worth. If you increase the minimum wage above that guy, then that guy no longer has a job, because his job is no longer worth the amount, and so he ceases to exist. You don't increase the value of his labor, you fire him from his role and get him replaced by something else, like robots, who are now cheaper.
I was just going to make that point. If you notice, oftentimes when you walk into a McDonald's, and I haven't been in one in a while, and this is happening more and more, there are so many less workers. People are just ordering at a touch screen, and then they just have someone throw it out there. And so that's what's going to happen to most of these jobs.
Have you seen the robot, Zia?
Which robot? Which robot are we talking about here?
Dude, I don't know if it's
Does it vibrate?
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's because of where I live.
Get out of the bag in my closet.
It's like I've got 10 of them.
There is 3
one in every room.
There's 3 restaurants where I live, and there's 3 restaurants that I've seen this at. You'll order something, and a waitress doesn't bring it to you. All 3 of these restaurants, for some reason, has the fucking same cat robot. It's a cat robot. It's a big, giant, like, stand that holds food all over it. And people, the employees in the back will plate the food and put it on the kitty. And the fucking kitty robot will come out of the back room and have a little face, and it's like moving its little eyes, and it comes to your table, and it's like meow, meow, meow. And it's like looking at you, and you grab your food, and it's like meow, meow, and it just drives away. You never see a waiter, you never see anything, and they still ask for a tip at the end of the day. And that's what's happening.
Probably do.
People think that you're not going to move towards automation when you like price these jobs out of existence, dude. You can't tell me McDonald's wouldn't invest $50 million to automate things that will save them $100 million over the course of 5 years. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. That's just good business, baby.
I think that would have happened regardless.
Yeah,
of course they do.
Well, I've only ever ordered on that app. I have never ordered on the screens. I've never talked to a person. I don't want to. When I go to a supermarket, I go by the self-service checkout because it's easier.
Yep.
This is just natural.
Yeah, it's just ever increasing. Karis, by the way, says I think the proper phrase is Zia is a higher level than all of you. Skill points. Thank you, Karis.
Thanks, Karis.
I love you.
Praise Zia. Praise Zia.
She is a much higher level than all of us. Thank you, Karis. I love you. I appreciate you. Holy Ozone, my boy Rob.
I don't have boobs, so
yeah. Well, mine are real hairy right now, so they're looking a little weird, but still. Thank you, Holy Ozone.
That's negative points, if anything else. Negative experience.
Holy Ozone, we love you, Rob. I appreciate you, Rob. Maybe I'll see you next month, Rob. The next red boy will be, well, every red boy, but the next red boy will trigger me taking this delicious South Park shot of Woodford Reserve, and it will be on my car at Daytona. Every single red boy on every show I have up until a few days before Daytona will be on my NASCAR ARCA Menards car on the trunk at Daytona. So thank you guys. Every $100 super chat or above will be on there. We got like 20 something on there already. I appreciate all the support for me chasing my dumbass dreams. It only took me into getting my 30s. Completely unrelated to the previous conversation, I was at Daytona last week, right? We were doing the driving test to get my license approved, all of it approved. And half the people out there were out there testing for the race. And I was out there just getting my license, which is all happening at the same time. Every one of these people are like 16 to 18-year-old kids. Every one of them. And then my ass is over there being in my mid-30s, just gray in my beard over there in the corner. And it's just hilarious. Now, granted, there are some people out there. There was like a handful of people that were like a 65-year-old man. So it's weird. There's like a couple old guys and then a whole field of teenagers and then me.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got there under your own steam, correct? Like you paid for this yourself?
Well, yeah, I paid for the test out of my pocket. My sponsors are like helping me get actually to the races. But the test was just me.
But that's my point. Like the 18-year-olds, they're not paying for it themselves. They presumably came up through some other kind of race system which already had sponsors and a system to get them.
Well, yeah. So basically, how it works is all those teenagers, their family or their father or their mother are like the CEO of like a sponsor on somebody's car.
Yeah.
Like all of them are like mind-bogglingly rich.
Well, that's my point, though. That they came up via other methods, whereas you actually made yourself. And I think this is the thing with men overall. It takes you a while to actually become something, to actually then achieve whatever you wanted to achieve, which, if you got mummy and daddy's money, then you can get forced into a position anywhere. You can get into Harvard if you donate enough money. Whereas you actually earn it under your own steam, under your own skill, under your own talent. And it's far more complicated and far more worthwhile than anything they did.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is because I've watched this stuff on TV for years, and when I was a kid in like my early teenage years, you had drivers like would come up through these sports, and they're like good old boys, and they would like win a race or win, and everybody's partying, they're like freaking out, like they're in tears. It's like a big deal. And then like the last 15, 20 years watching it, every single person that like comes up through the ranks and like they'll win, they'll get out of their car, they don't even have a smile on their face, like, yeah, it was a good day, we did good. It's like their first win ever in like this big series. We did good, yeah, whatever, it's fine. And like they don't care because they've been doing it their whole life, and it's completely been, the way has been paved. They were always going to be there eventually. They're always going to be in this spot eventually. Whereas you had people back in the day like Earnhardt Jr. and like Jeff Gordon. Like Earnhardt Jr. was going to always be a race car driver, but like people like Jeff Gordon that came from racing some sprint cars. His family wasn't mildly rich. Dude's in tears half the damn time when he wins. All these young, like older guys, and that's completely changed. It's just everybody's just, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's how it is.
No, there is. No. There is something wrong with this. Starship Troopers was right. Something given has no value.
No, I agree.
It is literally, if you earn something, then it is far more valuable than if something you were born into, something your parents gave you.
Sure.
If you go to work and earn $3,000, that makes far more money. That means far more money to you than if you won the lottery and got $3,000 randomly, or if your parents gave you $3,000. And if you've been used to that your entire life, then it means far more to you. The amount, because you equate that money to the effort that you put in, rather than just every month it just turns up in my account. And so inevitably it's going to mean more. And that means that your achievements mean more. And we used to have something as like humanity that every generation would work their asses off in order to leave their children better off than they were in the past. And that was the aim. The aim was always to pass something down. And now you have like, well, I have this house, but I'm probably going to sell the house so that pays for like my pensioner care. And then my children are going to be left with nothing. And they'll just make it on their own, and they'll start from scratch. And then the children are also thinking, well, my parents know nothing. So all the traditions and everything else that they learned, all the lessons they learned, I'm going to ignore them. I'm going to invent the world from now. And we've kind of hit a start where the entirety of all of history has just ended. And everybody who came after it is like, well, I'm going to start from this beginning. And everyone who came before it is like, well, I'm going to burn up everything I have just to pay for me. And it's like an entirely new regeneration, and everyone seems to think that's a good thing. And like, I can't imagine anything worse than losing all of the knowledge and information that came from before and just trying to reinvent it all from scratch.
Yeah,
it's bizarre to me.
I completely agree, and it is something it's almost something you can't be. Well, I guess you could be taught, you could be led down the direction, but like, it's a very weird phenomenon when you actually set out to do a thing. And then the thing happens, and you're like, "Holy shit! I put my mind to a thing, and then the thing happened. I'm going to start doing that with everything in my life." That's
something I had throughout all of. I think that's actually significantly damaged my life. By the way, I went through high school and primary school and everything. All the tests were easy. Everything I ever did was easy, and so I got into a habit of just I don't need to try any of the stuff. Then I hit university and things became difficult. I'm like, whatever. So I basically
experience.
Yeah, I drank my way through university because I never needed to try anything else, and I carried it on at all other times. And it was only literally took me till 30 to rewire my brain that I had to try at something, because all of education became easy to me. And in the entire idea of treating people as equal, that everybody needs the same thing. It's like, no, some people need a ramping difficulty, which is more than everybody else. And you need to always challenge people, because then they will get into the habit of always being challenged and always striving to achieve the most they can.
Yeah. School's easy for me. So I got the habit to procrastinate, and then I went into college, and I'm like, oh wow, if I heavily procrastinate, I'm going to go behind. And then now I have this habit of procrastinating that it's like wired into me so deeply, because I've just been doing it my entire life. No one has taught me different. Just school has always been easy for me, even like the hard classes, because they would always nerf the curriculum to fit to people who school was hard. And so it's definitely happened. This started happening more and more when I was like in high school, just more of like the nerfing of the education. So the education was easier for people who like picked up on it easier, and then were able to just like fuck off for the rest of this year.
The more advanced you go, the more severe you're hit by the wall, and the more likely you'll run into it. Because things get more difficult. But because you've been used to just coasting by until that point, it becomes as a shock. And everyone else has already had that shock earlier. But for me, it literally took me till 30 to realize that life isn't going to be handed to you.
Yeah.
This is all you are. And if you want to be anything, you're going to have to make it of yourself. But if I'd had that shock in school, then I would be way more, and I would have tried way more in my life through all of it. So if there's one thing that I think has damaged society more than anything else, it is literally the idea that we're all the same. We are not all the same.
I was 26/27 years old when it happened to me, and it's like the country's going, at least our country's going in the opposite direction. It's like Oregon they passed some law where you don't even have to be able to read or write to be able to graduate high school, which is just going the other direction. When I was 26, 27, my ex-wife had left, and I relied on her a lot for like, setting up bills, calling people and stuff. Cause I was, I had just never really done it. When she left, there was no one to do it. It was all me. And then I remember, this is a stupid thing when you kind of think about it, how minimalistic it is. But I remember I made some spaghetti, hung out with a girl, and I put my stuff in the sink. And then she left, and like a few days passed. I'd keep walking to my fridge and blah, blah, blah. And my dishes are in the sink. And I had this weird revelation where I'm like, if I don't do this, they will be there forever. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do my dishes. So I did my dishes. And then I started like unintentionally utilizing this. And when opportunities would arise, it's like people like, oh, you could email this person. You can I would just start calling people. And I just got really good at just calling people. Like, hey, blah, 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 which has got me all my opportunities in racing, by the way, calling people. Somebody would text me or send me a message or send me a Facebook message. Hey, give me a call. Let's talk about it. And I immediately call them. I had no, like, I used to have this weird anxiety. I don't want to call people.
That's me.
Me too.
Me calling people. No.
Yeah. And I learned how to like face that. And then now I've noticed that all these people that are presenting the opportunities, they're all older, and that's what they prefer is that they're already past that point. And I'd use the same kind of thought process when I started YouTube. I was like, I'm going to start YouTube, and I'm going to put out video after video after video, just continue going for months without anybody watching, and just see like, maybe the algorithm will be like, oh, look, this dude's doing a thing. And it freaking worked. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't believe it. It just keeps working. I'm like, so I just always handle everything myself. This is how I work. Like Derek does with Pink.
Hey.
Oh, my super chats. Oh my God. I'm here for Disparu, and even spelled it wrong.
that was how interested he was. He was like, no, he's talking. I can't type at this moment. I spell so many things incorrectly and get auto-corrected so many times. I can't. Last thing I can comment on is someone else's spelling. I did find when I started YouTube, a lot of people, how do I pronounce your name? I was like, I don't really care. But then everybody else seems to care how people pronounce their name. It's like if you pronounce their name, that's like the most bigoted you can be, the most discriminatory.
That's so silly. I never worry about that because I know my name's a little bit weird. It's an odd one. People look at it and they don't know what to make of it. I've seen it or heard it pronounced. Yeah, I've gotten that so many times. I've had it pronounced so many different ways. Exia, Zaya, Shia, like whatever the fuck it is, and I never get offended because why would it's weird. Who the fuck would know it's Zia?
Yeah.
Like nobody knows that. I correct them and move on with my life. Like
oh my God.
Getting offended over that's so dumb.
Yeah, the only reason to get offended is if you know they're doing it deliberately to piss you off.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, sure. As a Southern man, when I see like an Indian's name, like from India, yeah, it's over, bro.
I
Like,
just give up. Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
like,
like,
I'm from Alabama. You're lucky I can read.
I'll be like, hey, miss, sir. Like, I ain't trying, bro.
Hey, you. Yeah, I always knew it was me in school because they would pause, they would look at my name, and they would just go, Anderson. Like, that's me.
Yeah.
Got it.
They see the X and give up.
Yeah. Oh, it would happen all the time. I just knew.
Oh, thank you, Derek. Dark Side says, hate to break it to you guys, but the dollar is only worth what you believe it's worth.
Yes.
It's not backed by anything but faith. It's essentially
Yeah, it used to be backed
Welcome
by
to
something,
all
right?
currency.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
the
actually
gold standard.
That's right. And then what the fuck? I remember reading about this at one point. What happened with that? Suddenly they were like, just kidding.
It was dismantled because they realized that we can just print stuff off and it's worth the same amount of money for a short amount of time.
God.
Until and it no, to be fair, it is, right? You print off the money, it's worth the same, and then it gets to the first spenders, and then they spend it, and they spend it, and they spend it, and they spend it. And the further you get from the first printers, the more significant impact it has on the economy. But the issue is, and this is something that I've realized more and more as I've done a YouTube channel, most people cannot comprehend if something's just an idea, they can't really grasp it. They can understand things from their own perspective, they can understand the impact it has on their life, but they can't really think of what money is in an abstract kind of concept. Mm-hmm. Which is why people think like representation is so important, because the only way they can see themselves is in a movie. They have to see them personally in the movie to even understand the movie.
Which I've never gotten. That's such a weird concept to me.
Yeah.
You have to see yourself to it. I don't get that.
I'm trying not to be insulting.
No, go ahead.
There is. You realize that the more you meet people and talk to people and think about this kind of stuff, is that there's a habit that people think everyone's like them. So, especially with Americans, actually, you don't really grasp other cultures as well as like Europe, because Europe, the concept of white doesn't even mean anything in Europe. Because it's like, well, what do you mean? Do you mean English, German, Welsh, Scottish, French?
Yeah.
We're all different cultures, right? So just the way you think about the world is different to the rest of the world. But then you get down to other things of morality and stuff. Americans think everyone else is like them, so good and evil must be the same. What you think is good and what you think is evil, everyone else clearly agrees. No, people have different concepts of morality. People have different concepts of good and evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that comes down to everything. And so when you're casting a movie, like the people in Hollywood, it's not that they don't think they're making good stories. They just have a different concept of what a good story is. Like when you're like, well, you know, Echo, she has one leg, she's indigenous, she's deaf, she can't talk. And you're like, yeah, but I want a good story. They think they made a good story. They think all the things that you just listed are what makes a good story. They just have a different definition than you do. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that people have, is that because they think everyone's like them, they can't understand other people's point of views, that they have different definitions of what good is. Which is why I say that with Hollywood just needs to clean people out entirely.
Oh,
because unless you do, you won't get new people in that have the definition that you want, that have the definition that most people want. And I think nothing has damaged Hollywood more than being in California. Because you are literally recruiting people from the same base who all have the same ideas, but that's not the idea that most of America has,
or the rest of the world. You said a great thing that I always talk about, but you said it way more eloquently. So I always talk about how
I'm English. That's what we do.
Yes, I always talk about how you have people in the West that grow up in the West. They grow up in, like, it's always, look, it's all, I'm sorry, Zia. Well, now you're fucking Hawaiian. I'm sorry, man. It's always white girls.
I didn't know you were Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Hawaiian. It doesn't make sense. So,
I just imagine you have like flowers around your neck. And
she's got her ukulele.
Like drinks.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the only thing I know about Hawaii. Like flowers, drinks, and just, I give you these.
That's all we have there.
Don't forget about obesity.
You nailed it all.
That's our entire country's history.
But no, I always talk about how upper middle class white women, and this is mainly the demographic that does this, but they will grow up and they'll have a really good, good, like, kind of morally sound parents that are, giving them everything they want, trying to make sure they get a good education, and they'll take, they'll leave college with their degree or maybe go on a vacation, and they'll be so entrenched in caring about other cultures and like minorities and other areas that they're like, I'm going to go to North Africa to prove that it's all propaganda and it's a really safe place to be, because they think the people in North Africa have the exact same values that they grew up with on their street named Sanderson Street in a very upper class, very rich neighborhood. And they get there and they step off the plane and get beheaded and raped immediately. And it's like, it's not the same culture. They don't have the same values. They don't have the same moral. And it's not, and I'm not saying their values are better or worse, even though they are worse. I'm saying that if you get off a plane in France, they're going to have slightly different moral views and values than you.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah. But not France now. But like, if you go to like Russia, or if you go to like, especially Japan, you're not going to get off the plane.
You're
and
probably
like,
safer in Russia.
It's the exact same. It's the exact same values I grew up with in Oklahoma. No, it's not.
No,
it's not the same damn place. And stop thinking everyone's exactly like you, because they're not.
This is what amazes me about America, right? And maybe you can explain this to me, because Americans have a habit of thinking that the rest of the world is not like them, but they don't really realize how unique they are. Like, you have one country which is made up of lots of states. And each state is like your own country, so you have your own culture, your own heritage, your own belief system, and each state is different than everyone other state. So, to me, like, England, we're all under the same rules, right? We're all under the same laws, everything else is the same. And although we will treat London as if essentially it's its own nation, we're still supposedly governed by the same people. Whereas you even know you're governed by different people. You vote for different people. And so you'd think that you would think of each other as entirely separate people, more like Europe. So you'd think of each other like France and Germany, Eastern Europe, Poland, all the rest of it. But you don't. And that's why I'm kind of amazed that you even stay together in the first place, is that you expect one bloke to be able to unite all of you, even though, how many states do you have? 50?
50.
All
Is it 52?
No, I think it's 50.
50.
The only reason I
50.
know that is because the movie, The 51st State, is one of the best movies ever made, and I love it. That's why
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. It's an incredible movie.
It really is.
Look, maybe I'm thinking about Puerto Rico and Guam. I don't know.
I don't know, but this is the thing.
They're not states. I think they're territories or something like that.
They are.
You all have your own. You all have your own cultures, and Mint Salad, I have no idea how you have much energy to go like this the entire stream.
She's stemming.
Yeah.
I don't care.
This
what
is how
you
I
do.
stem.
I would not. I don't know what stemming is. I wouldn't have the energy to do this all the time.
It's an autistic thing. It's the way that I displace my anxiety. If I were just still, I would just be like building up anxiety versus if I just move the entire time, it's like a perpetual motion machine. I just keep on going.
It's like me masturbating. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think you'd probably find a lot of people in this you'd probably struggle to find people who think I'm not autistic in this entire area. Although, probably less would think I was masturbating. I don't even know why I have to bring that up. Thanks, Cody.
Many people don't think that I'm autistic.
I don't know why I had to deny that randomly. But yeah, like, America has all these different cultures, but you're wrapped up in one nation that you've simultaneously got to be under one bloke. It just seems so insane. That...
You know what's interesting, though, Disparu, actually, and I've heard people talk about this, and again, this might be a small minority, but they claim, and this is the way you were talking about in Europe, like when they talk about white people, well, which one is it? Is it German? Is it Irish? Whatever it is, because they're all different cultures. Well, according to most people here, white is not a culture, and white people don't have any culture. So that's...
Oh, okay. Just to refute that, I could travel to any country on Earth and open my mouth within 30 seconds and everyone would know where I was from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That never happens to me at all.
No. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I think it's insane. Like, of course, white people have culture. There's so many different white cultures. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But that's what they say here. It's interesting.
We literally invented all of Western culture, including American culture. Like, you are an offshoot. Admittedly, you took it and made it your own. Like, it 100% it is American culture now, but it came from British culture, and British culture came from the culmination of various older cultures, but we were literally the people that invented democracy in the first place. So, like, I think, and I've heard this argument from Americans before, I think it literally comes down to, if you're a fish in water, you're in the water, you're surrounded by the water, you breathe the water, you don't really know you're in the water, because your entire world is within this thing. You can't even physically imagine the world without that water. Now, if you took that person and put them in Russia, now they suddenly realize the difference. When their friends are getting, like, black bagged because they said something, then they suddenly realize the difference. I think it's more to use the term properly, the privileged attitude of people that don't know the difference because they've never lived it is why they think America doesn't have a culture. Because, believe me, and I mean this entirely sincerely, every single other country in the world knows America has a culture, because if you travel to them, they know who you are.
And there's so much culture within each state. Like Washington State is so much different than Kentucky culture. But like, let's say you live in Washington State. I used to live in Washington State for 19 years. I remember everyone disparaging the South, like, oh, a bunch of redneck hicks just living down there. They're dull brain. They don't know anything. And then I moved to Kentucky, and then it's like, actually, it's the nicest people. They have just like the Southern hospitality exists. It's named for a reason, because it's just the South, as an example, the South of the United States is just generally so much nicer than like the Northern and just the West Coast or the East Coast, because I've traveled to like 40 states. And each of them are just a little bit different. The culture is just a little bit different between all the states, like you were pretty much saying. But yeah, just the amount of money that you make can also impact the culture too. Like in Washington State, it's pretty much like 1v1, everybody against each other, because everyone's just like, oh, well, we don't need to help anyone else because we have all this money and we're just focused on ourselves. Versus in Kentucky, what I've noticed is, since the average income is lower, there's more of like a community aspect.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we got to help everyone.
Oh, yeah. We have that in the UK.
It's the thing is, man, if you're looking for states that don't really have cultures, like Minnesota, Oklahoma, Ohio, no one cares about those states. But everywhere I go, doesn't matter where I go, people think my accent's insane, and I don't feel like I sound much different than anybody else, it's in this country. But I'll be talking to my friends or talking to my family, and it's whatever. And then I remember the first time I ever went to Las Vegas, I was like standing in line to get some food, and I was just talking, and this girl turns around and she's like, "Oh my God, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Alabama." And she's like, "Well, your accent's so super sexy." And I was like, "What the are you serious? I sound retarded. What do you mean?" And because
you have a very thick accent. You're like, I'm not saying anything, but I was in this hotel and we were doing this, and then this happened, and it's
it's I don't. It doesn't feel like. Now I know people, man. In rural Alabama where I grew up, you can't even understand what they're saying. It is unbelievable. And I'm like, I don't have an accent compared to these people. And then you like everybody else thinks I do. Yeah. And that's the thing is, dude, growing up in a trailer park, sharing a Nintendo, eating bagel bites, and running from the neighborhood Rottweiler, that's culture. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's about as stereotypical as you can get.
Yeah, the accent between states too is slightly different. It's like Alabama has a different accent than Georgia, then a different accent than Kentucky, different accent than Tennessee. It's all different accents.
Yeah, just listen to Cecil or I had It's a Gundam on my last show. Like they 100% sound like they're from New York or something. You know what I'm saying? And Zia's accent, I hate her accent. She's
You don't
like
like how I-
button and
You
shit.
don't like how I say buttons? I don't say buttons. I don't know why you always say that.
You say
Buttons.
that.
I just know I don't. I say buttons. I just pronounce my T's
Button.
because there are T's
Yes.
in words. We're just
Yes.
acting like there are no T's anywhere. Button. Thank you, Disparu. Goddamn.
Button.
Americans missed out entire word like letters from the entire language. I don't like someone stole their U's. I don't know who did it to them, but whoever it is, like they
Aluminium.
sacrificed the entire shit. Yeah,
Aluminium, yes.
Exactly. Thank you for
Too many
pronouncing
letters.
properly. This
We
is
don't
how
need
you
that many
pronounce English
letters.
properly.
Oh, by the way, Charles says Mint has bubbly energy, and I'm here for it. School was easy for me. I didn't even have to try. In college, I stayed up all night, wrote 2 essays, and taught myself Chicago style for essays, and got A's. I'm a procrastinator. Charles, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. We
Huge
are
procrastinator.
Farmers 320 from Naked Snake and Naked Zia, and anybody else that joins the Naked Parade. And every $100 super chats on my NASCAR Arca Menards car for the first race of my career, Daytona, in a few weeks. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Charles. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's hit a few of these super chats because they're packing up. Charles says the Marine Corps is the first at times I actually had to try something. Probably why I take so much pride in it. I also have to try the gym. Yeah, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. I love you. Russell says, yeah, the last time half of us decided that we didn't really want to stay together anymore and wanted to go our own way. It didn't turn out.
Yeah,
it was it was very convoluted. If you actually read the history and look at like old documents and why the South wanted to secede, there was a lot of moving pieces. And when I was in school, now granted, I don't remember shit from school, but it was always focused like 100% the entire issue was slavery. And that is a proponent of it. But there was like this really, from what I remember, there was like this issue where like northern states were like continuing to keep their slaves, but wanting to like change things in the South. And it was a lot of weird, convoluted ideas, and it was very politically charged. And that's what it was about. It was very interesting. And then like tariffs and stuff like that. But I don't think, well, what is it? That's what ISOM is about, right? Like, or and it's not about that, but the place that the Avery guy or the ISOM guy lives is like it's like in future seceded Texas or something. Yeah. I think like 1 or 2 states could probably secede. I don't think like a bunch of them could. Thank you, Russell, by the way.
Texas could probably.
I was gonna say that's so funny. Texas is always the one talking about wanting to secede.
It should. They're as big as Texas is almost as big as Europe. Just have its own country, the country of Texas.
Yeah.
The country of Texas, the free and true Texas. Thank you, Russell. Says Britain demanded democracy. You're welcome, Greece. MB Steve says so many states have their own accents, especially the South and Southeast. Yeah, what Ben said. Thank you, NBC, Steve. I agree. Well, there's that, and then there's like this big section of people that have they all sound normal. It's like the normal, like where there's no inflection on any like thing, and then like when you get to the surrounding states, like New York, the Northeast has really heavy accents. The South has heavy accents, and then like
I'm curious if I have an accent.
I don't think so.
Well, you're autistic. You can't have one.
All Americans have an accent. You just don't realize it.
Well,
it's
I mean, they sound different from you, of course.
No, it's true.
That's what an accent is.
Yep. When I went to Australia, everybody was like, "Oh, your accent is so cool." And of course, for me, it's the same talking to them. It's just so funny because I got that everywhere I went. And because to me, it just sounds like normal and they have the cool accents. But to them, we have the cool accents.
Mm-hmm. That is the unfortunate thing about an accent. It is useful to you every place in the world except where you are.
Right.
Everyone talks about my accent like, oh, where you from? Like just living in Kentucky, just even with people with slight accents. I'm like, well, Washington State. And they're like, wow, your accent is so different than mine. I'm like, well, I just don't speak in the same nuances as you do. They're like, wow. They freak out. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Local people discover accents. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oops. Saul says loves and hugs, muscle mommy, looking beautiful. Thank you, Saul. I love you. Appreciate you. Billy Hatcher with his 12 months says, I forgot this was a thing. Yes, the member chats are wild as hell. Jimmy Modal says, have you heard a song To Be a Man by Dax? It hits the feels. Made me remember my dad and stuff I'm going through. I have not heard it, but I might listen to it when I'm a little bit drunker. Because I like watching sad stuff when I'm drunk because it just, I don't have to like try to hold it back. It just fucking comes, bro. Like if I watch Train to Busan at that end when he's holding a little baby hand and he's falling off the train. Dude,
I
I
have to watch that. God damn it!
You gotta watch it. You
how
have
do
to
you not
watch
watch
it.
that.
I
What
just
the
haven't
fuck?
gotten around to it yet. I need
Oh,
to
well,
do
you
it.
fuck shut up. What you gotten?
I
Thank
said-
you, Jimmy.
Mhm.
Florida
You
Farmer
hear
says
this? You hear this?
you to be at MegaCon. I'm there every year, man. Every year I try to go, and then something happens to where like something very important is happening during the date, and I can never go. And this year can't go because I'll be in California. Thank you, Florida Farmer. I love you. Appreciate you. Billy Hatcher says, "Can you rate my stream tonight? If you can find me, I will look for you, my man. I always try." Thank you,
Why
my
can't
friend.
you find Billy ever?
I don't. I feel like he's like banned or shadow banned or something. Declan Fallon says, "I'm 26 and I miss when we can agree to disagree." It still happens in circles. Social media ruined it. Like you
Yeah.
can do it with real people in real life because what is the action that would happen if you were to violently disagree, like overtly and act hysterical? You could get slapped in the face, and that threat being there, even though it's likely not to happen usually ever, but that threat existing as a possibility keeps people kind of in line and kind of in check. That's why like when I'm in my chat, sometimes people will jump in and be like, "Cody, you're a bitch. I'll kick your ass. I want you dead. I'll beat you with a baseball bat." Like I've gotten DMs of people wanting to kill me all the time. It's just how it works. And they would, I've never once in my life had anybody, especially since like I've been, you know how many cons I've been to, and Camelot 331 is a guest and I have a booth. No one has ever come up to me and be like, "I want to beat you." It's not going to happen, and it will not happen. Because they're going to be like, "Well, if I come up to that guy that's like wide as a house and I say that, he might slap me, and I don't know what's going to happen." That's usually the issue. Thank you, Decan Flown. I appreciate you. Eva Blink says bigger base. Are you basing that off of a Goomba? No, it would be a smaller base if I was basing it off a Goomba. Thank you, Eva Blink. A Hef says over 1 billion in military equipment we have sent to Ukraine has gone delinquent. They literally lost it, possibly to the back market.
I believe that.
Thank you, Hef. I love you. I appreciate you. Oh, look, I've hit almost all of them. Ballard, what's up, my friend? How you doing? How you say Jaguar?
Jaguar.
The only thing that I ever think of when I see Jaguar is my dad always used to just say, "What a fag you are," and you're Jaguar.
Oh my god, well, that makes sense, yeah, because it's Jaguars. Thank you, my boy, Flayed Air, Flawed. 9 months. My boy gave me money for 9 months. That's crazy. Thank you, Flawed. I appreciate you. Reese says, "Yo, Cody and Disparu. Hello, adorable mint, and to that tiny piece of beautiful Zia. Just
Hi, Reese.
you just a
Thank
simp,
you.
aren't you, Reese? He's a big old
Nuh-uh.
simp." He said,
Hello.
"Hey, Cody and Disparu. Oh, by the way, hello, adorable fucking mint and tiny beautiful fucker." What about you?
I'm
I feel
sorry,
like I
but
should be
is
doing
he
this all
wrong?
stream.
Am I not cute?
Is
I
he
want to
wrong?
be cute.
You're not as cute as Mint. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Like-
Bullshit.
The energy that is required to do this all stream is
I'm
greatly
23.
underestimated.
I have all the energy that
Oh,
I have
wow.
now,
Okay,
and I
yeah.
won't have as much energy
Jesus.
for the rest of my life.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Imagine being like,
Lynn's
how do you-
basically saying
I
that
am
I'm the
th-
crypt
I am
keeper like
36,
you guys.
I remember when I used to be half my age. I remember used to having that much energy.
I remember like running around and like kind of being like wild. Yeah, dude, I like lay there like a lard. 100. If I'm anywhere for a second, I sit down and I'm just like I just sit. I just lounge no matter what I'm doing. Mitch 23. God, could you imagine being 23, Zia? That was like 15 years, 20 years ago.
I hate you.
Look at Zia. Look, okay,
How do
for
I
just
talk
look
to
at
you?
look at Mint. She's attempting to be cute. She got a little hat on. She's jiggling all the time. Her titties out. Look at Zia.
Yeah.
She's just
I'm
lounged.
Russian.
She's just lounged, all tired
You can
looking.
see thigh.
No, I mean, what doesn't mean you're not tired? You just have a hat. It's
Yeah,
like your
so
ass
I could
falls
show
off.
my thigh if my camera was low enough. Like I'm old enough. I could kind of show my knee at least. I used to be. I used to be able to put my leg behind my head. I don't know whether I can do it now.
There's
Oh,
no way.
hang on.
Fuck.
Oh
Yeah, you
my
can-
God!
Come
What
on!
the fuck, Disparu?
Hey!
Holy shit!
Look,
Yeah,
even
I
Mint can do
don't
it.
know that I was a
Oh
kid.
my God, you guys.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
At one point, and I am not joking. At one point in school, I put both legs behind my head, and then someone just went on my forehead, and I rolled back on my legs like a turtle.
That is not where
literally couldn't believe it.
That's
Yeah,
not where
I
I thought you were gonna say they went.
I thought you were gonna say asshole. Like
What?
oh, yeah.
This was in the middle of school. What was your school like?
Well, I do it to my dog.
I was gonna say a normal school. Kids are fucking evil little shits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
no.
not that evil.
I remember.
Like what?
Dude, dude, I remember being in freaking. I was like 8th grade, and there was just like this kid that was like kind of wild.
Oh, my knee hurts
we
now.
were at
That's
lunch.
the difference between young and not
Dude.
being young.
I was like I was in line at lunch, and that kid that was a
That's
wild
good.
kid, the class clown wild kid, just walked up to me
What
and
on
then
earth is-
just slapped me in the nuts, and I fell over and I thought I was dying for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, what just happened? He had to go to the principal's office. He slapped everybody in the nuts. But yeah, dude, it's wild as hell. Slosher, Zia, change into the onesie. Thank you, Slosher. I appreciate you. Oh, you're gonna actually listen and do it? Jesus. For a $10 super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Slosher. I appreciate you.
What? You have the same one as me. You have the same Kigurumi as I do.
Zia, no! You're breaking rules
Why are you saying no?
because we haven't hit. These people have to pay good hard money.
Oh, that's
They have to hit a target, damn it.
They have.
Wait,
We are
hold on.
still. We
To
are
be-
still
back.
$290 away from this.
In which case, I did listen to whoever super chatted To Be a Man, and I watched the first 2 minutes, and it was awesome. So thanks for the recommendation.
Thank you, Tristan. By the way, oh wait, 23 sucks. Yeah, I was married, and I feel like I was happy at the time. Steve says, "Damn it, listen here, Steve. All right, no, see it. Look at her. She's fucking with me.
This
She's
is the
over
thing. If I change clothes midstream, people would leave.
there. Dude. No shit. Every time I take off my shirt, I lose about 100 viewers every time.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
you'd at least go up.
Well,
at
it
least I
depends.
at least I can understand why I go down in viewers.
Sometimes it goes up. Sometimes it goes down. Disparu would be.
Why did why did they go up in viewers when they put on clothes? This is weird.
Yeah. Well, they can do anything. They're women. They can literally do
I would
anything.
be very popular. At least, hey, I would be very popular in American prison. It's the hair. I've learned that from Nerdrotic.
No, I use the thumb to like get there. So my ass doesn't even make farts any noise. There's no noise. in it.
No, it would in prison. It would in prison, Goldilocks.
Oh yeah, they rip my ass in half.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Mint, you have
Yeah.
yours too.
Yeah, we're matching.
We're twinsies. Hey,
I don't know.
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I can't get this over this stupid thing.
I mean, I've got a hood, but that's the only thing I can contribute.
How tall are you, Mint?
5'7".
Yeah, you look taller. Okay, I was like, because I every
How do
time
you look taller on a camera?
No, I follow her Instagram where she has her ass cheeks out.
Wait,
She
Mint,
has-
hang
she
on.
has
Oh,
no
okay.
leg.
I didn't know you could judge height by ass cheeks.
No, you can tell Z is tiny as hell. You can tell.
Oh my
She has really
goodness,
small
we
ass
have
cheeks.
a Pikachu. Woo!
Women are so strong.
I don't know.
Look at my Pikachu. We have the same
Yeah.
hoodie thing, and I'm just like,
Look
over
at my
here.
boobs.
We both have our little red panda guys, Pikachu's and boobs. This is true.
That's so silly. It's funny because it's the same panda onesie, but it's definitely a different brand or something.
Mhm.
But,
Oh,
Completely
but-
different.
what did you get yours from? I got mine from Kigurumi.com.
I got mine from Johan.
Okay.
Oh, just see, they even sending you shit. They don't send me nothing.
This is the exact situation people would not be able to place me in, because it'd be like, okay, you need to fit in this box because you have these beliefs. It's like, okay, how are you going to deal with this? Well, you clearly don't understand my position if you think that I can't handle this. So, I don't know. People would 100% me to be like, oh my god, you need to be destroyed into hell. Is what they would expect me to say. So I don't care. I really don't care. There are bigger issues in the world than someone showing their best.
Yes. Thank you, Slosher.
Please.
Saw says, look at the two little adorable sweethearts. Cody, can't wait to see you in Puh. Wait, what am I doing in Puh? Oh, yes, I'm playing music.
I love how Cody doesn't even remember what he's supposed to be doing when.
Dude, this
Yeah.
this NASCAR.
You saw a Pikachu, that was it.
Oh, by the way, I will be releasing this shirt. I need to figure out for sure what my number is going to be in the Daytona race. It's either 0 or 00. Maybe, I don't know. But
Surely
this
double zero.
yeah, that's kind of, I like the 00, but there's a
Like
lot
007, it can like lead into it.
there's a lot of things that go into it
Oh,
It's
that is
like-
cool.
but this is the it's going to be a black car with all these logos on it, and this is going to be the shirt that I release, and I'll have these in Daytona, but it may be a 00, but we'll see. But that is what I'm going to release soon. I'm going to have a date on it too, so it's like more personalized.
That is cool.
'Cause this may
That's
never
awesome.
happen again. This is
Who
may
did-
never
who-
happen again.
Who did the art?
A no name. What's his name on Twitter? A no
A
name.
no name
I was gonna
artist.
say, did they have like Twitter? A Twitter?
Yeah, a no name ex worker. He does all my designs for everything.
He
Can,
does.
can
good
you like
stuff.
DM me the account?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he does literally everything for me. I think every piece of art I have on the channel now is from him.
Nice.
Because that is awesome.
Yeah, he's real good at everything he does. Boop. All right, and he does it in like 2 seconds. He'll be like, "Give me an hour," and I'm like, "Well, really? Okay, fuck."
Yeah.
And he can change. I'll be like, "Can you change these 3 things?" He's like, "Yeah, give me 30 seconds." And I'm like, "How do you do it that fast?" He'll just be like, "Bloop, bloop, bloop." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Well, that's
Great
like
creative
I
artist.
don't know whether he uses AI, but that will be literally the future of this kind of stuff. Will be literally the people
Well-
who master it enough that they can use the tools that are available to them
Yes,
to get the result that you want.
You cannot beat the turnaround. He says he's he's an artificial intelligence AI to make art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have hang-ups over that. I'm not one of them.
Well, because I think it still takes skill, like you said. He's just using the tools available to him.
I
It
can't
still
do it.
takes, I can't do it either. It still takes artistic sensibilities and skills.
100%.
The only thing I care about is the end result. Does it look good or not?
Yeah.
And it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
So might as well just keep doing it. Like
He's done some really, really cool shit for me that like is I have it all. My background on my phone is the thing that he did. It's so fucking awesome. Ugh, I love
is
it.
it you nude?
Almost. It's me in a
You can do that for your OnlyFans. Have like some like just
Imagine
naked art.
if your own background was just
Yeah.
naked you.
Just
It's
naked
like, yeah,
Zia.
I haven't-
I just think it's so awesome. He always makes my boobs bigger than they are, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. Oh, well, he did my thumbnail for CAMELTHOTS, and
He
your
did.
boobs are ginormous.
They're gonna be that big soon. Yay!
That's how
Yeah.
I feel when Wicked makes thumbnails for Saucy Saturdays, and she does us. Wicked, me, and X-Ray Girl, and she makes all of us look more attractive than we actually are.
great.
It's like,
Yeah, you okay?
just keep doing it. I don't care.
No,
just
look,
lie
like-
to me.
All of like her and X-Ray Girl, they look, they kind of look like themselves, but they're like super hot. And then Disparu just looks like fucking Henry Cavill.
I'm just an entirely different person on the thumbnail. I actually said underneath the last one, it's like you should just become a plastic surgeon if you can make people look like this.
Yeah, dude, for real. Yolanda says, I disagree. It's not art. It's cool, but not worth paying for. So here's my stance on that. And keep in mind, I'm not an artist. Well, I mean, I write music, but I guess that's a different kind of art. But when it comes down to it, it's I can pay $100 and have the thing I want, generally speaking, and it looks great in an hour, or I can pay $100 and the person won't respond to another email for 3 months. And it's like commission based, and then they either ghost me or it takes them like over a month. And in this game of YouTube, you have to find somebody that their turnaround is insane, and like less than a week, and they're really reliable, which is almost impossible to find. You have to find the right person and get real lucky doing it. And if a person can utilize like AI art and their turnaround is instantaneously, that benefits my time, because like I don't know any. If I knew an artist that was like really talented and had a turnaround of a couple days, I would pay more for it. It's just that almost doesn't exist anymore. So and there's and the ones that do exist, they're already doing high quality art for so many creators that the turnaround is just crazy right now. So it may or may not be art, but I can utilize it and it works really well for what I need it for.
Well, this is the thing. It doesn't. The entire argument and I've seen Shad have this argument so many times about whether it's art or not is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
The only thing that the customers care about is the result. I just want the picture. I don't really care how it was made. And so generally most people would prefer something that was handmade. Like if you have a desk, would you prefer it made by a human or a machine? Most people will go human.
Yeah.
But apart from that, they don't really care that much. And so it's the same with art. It's the same with everything. You would much prefer something to be high quality and immediate than high quality and take 2 weeks.
You got to be a realist, because I've held this opinion for a long time about different things before AI was even a thing. In this aspect, I used to. I remember I moved when I was like 20 when I moved to a new city, and it was a really small town with one of those like little broad streets that were like really like old.
We don't have those over here, so I don't know.
Yeah. And I moved to this place, and I go out and I was walking down the street, and I was going into the different shops that are all independently owned. There was like a game store, and I go in it, and every place had weird hours, and they were like half of them weren't open at like 3 p.m. on a Monday. Or that would go in and the people that own the place would just stare at me, and they're like the most unfriendly people I've ever experienced in my life. And I think to myself, you go to a place that's like a franchise or like a big chain, and the customer service is generally really top notch. The prices are extremely competitive, and you know what you're getting. Or you can go to and because people are always like, well, you need to really support independent, blah, blah. And then like you go to like an independently owned place, it's a hole in the wall, and the people are fucking awful and they're mean, and you feel unwelcome, and it's a terrible environment. Now I know there's a lot of places that are good like that. It's just a lot of these people that run these places have no idea what customer service is. They just they wanted to start a business, and here they go. And that's the same thing was like with I see AI art in the exact same way. If you have a person that's really gung-ho, they really want to do a job, and they have a good turnaround, and they always fulfill whatever request you have, that's just a good thing. It's hard to beat it. You know what I'm saying? It's like buying physical games versus digital. I love physical games, but as soon as I got Steam and I left GameStop and I was not at a GameStop and I can download a game in 7 seconds because I have fiber, you best believe I never went back to physical. It's just the convenience is a little too good.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta compete with the market if you're going to be still involved. And if you can't compete with the market and you're still going to be unfriendly and you're still going to ghost people and you're going to accept commissions but not do your commissions, you're going to eventually lose support. That's just how this works.
And you have an advantage because being that individual person who gives like the customized service, that's an advantage. But if you don't give that and you only match what like Spotify or like in the case of audio could give you, then they're just going to go to Spotify. I always think of comedy has kind of died over the last decades. One of the reasons comedy died is because it went to the internet, and the internet is so much more offended than everything else, whereas comedy needs to be offensive. And so even really inoffensive things like Mr. Bean, one of the best Mr. Bean sketches I've ever seen was on VHS. That's how old we're going.
Yeah.
And he went to like a scientific... it was like a school day out at a science fair, and his car got run over by a tank. And yet no one, since the invention of the internet, has ever beaten that as a comedy sketch. No one can come close to it. And so if I want to see that, I need to buy the VHS. Or I need to find someone who's pirated the VHS, because that is unavailable to buy on the internet. And so there's clearly a gap there, because the old guard aren't supplying it, and the new guard aren't supplying it. And so that's where you could fill as an independent artist, and yet people aren't. And I do think that there's like a rigid structure of people that are tied to what art is, are so scared to embrace AI art that it's like, well, I want to do everything by hand. It's like, oh, okay. Can you do everything by hand though? Or do you have too many people? If you have too many people, you either need to lower your prices or you need to change your productivity.
Yeah.
As an artist myself, I think the benefit of AI is using it as a tool to, let's say, I don't have the mind's eye of how I want to set up this composition. Let me type into AI and then go through just like a bunch of different computer generated stuff until, this is the composition that I want. Of course, AI has issue with like good lighting, shadows, and like line work. Sometimes it's just really muddy, and it looks AI on the surface. If you don't stare at it, it looks all right. But then if you stare at it, there's issues with the hands, and that's just because humans are bad at drawing hands. And if humans were good at drawing hands, then AI would be good at drawing hands. But you can use that as a reference, just like artists use photo references to like base off an idea. Like, I don't know exactly how this would look. Let me look at this photo reference, and then okay, this is how it would look, and then I'll draw in my own style and fix the issues that AI has already created this composition, but there's some issues with the shadowing. Let me do it in my own style and fix the issues with the shadows. I just think it's like a tool that if artists don't embrace, if artists don't embrace this tool and just get really angry at AI, then the artists who do utilize AI as a tool and just fix whatever it needs to be fixed by them drawing it, then those artists who don't use AI will just be like gone.
Yeah. It's
not
you You just explained everything that I hated about AI and how you could solve it and how you could become a product in that thing in one go without me needing to think about it, which is what I want, right? So you're like, yeah. So if I type into an AI prompt, I want this, and it has like 4 arms. I don't want 4 arms, but you can then take it and then filter it and fix those things and do the same thing that I've just done, but you can do it better because you're an artist and I'm not an artist and I don't know what I'm doing. And you can fix all of those things and redraw it and fix the things that were good and keep those and take everything that was awful and fix those and then just give me the finished product that I can then use. That's all I want. And I think that's the key. It is literally, how can you use this thing that exists to take out all of the problems for somebody that needs to use it and then solve it? Like, use that as a solution? Because AI is not it's not like a catch-all thing where you can just type whatever you want and you get an answer. And so you still need work, and that work is where the job is. Nobody wants to put in that extra work, whereas artists are all pre-programmed to do that work instinctively.
Yeah, things are evolving, and it's the same thing as like people that were very resistant to going to ECUs, going to fuel rails with vehicles and wanting to stay with their carburetors, and like going to sensors and stuff like that, going to independent rear suspension. Like it works the same way in the automotive industry. There's all kind of things that change, and you kind of have to evolve with it, or you're going to be left behind. If you're just sitting there complaining in your own quarter while your work is slowly dwindling, what are you accomplishing other than being like the yelling at the cloud guy? You know what I'm saying? So it's good to utilize the tool, and I think it's there for a good reason. Speaking of being there for a good reason, we're 120 likes away from the goal tonight. Make sure you spam that like button for your boy. And we're 2:30 away from Naked Snake and Naked Zia, and we got probably about 40 minutes left, 30 to 40 minutes left. So any Red Boys after the fact going on the car at Daytona, and will trigger shots for me, even though I've been cheating and taking shots this whole time anyway.
I was gonna say, I've seen you take at least a couple.
Can't help it. Tristan says my donation towards Naked Snake, Naked Zia, and Naked Net. Thank you so much, Tristan. Love you. I appreciate you so much. You're so beautiful. Your face.
I appreciate that I was left out of that. Like, nobody wants to see me naked. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's just how it works, man.
That's it. That's YouTube for you, folks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get hundreds of thousands of views per video. You don't even need to take your shirt off. I have to take my shirt off. Okay. I'm not going to get 100,000 views per video. That happens like once a month. Other than that, I take my shirt off. It's the grift, and I have to do it.
I would take my shirt off if I had muscles. I don't have muscles, so therefore I have to try and make up for it in other ways.
That's true. You have to make it by making good content.
I would prefer to have the muscles if it came down to it.
Got to make that good content. That's what you got to do. I don't know anything about that. No, for real. No, it's weird. So it's the ebbs and flows of YouTube, man. It's just sometimes you got bangers and sometimes you don't. Sometimes, what's really funny is my videos that I'm excited about, that I like put a lot of work into, and I'm like, bro, this is
always the same.
It's always like I put it out and it's like 10 out of 10. I'm like, how is this possible? Yeah. This is so spicy. It's so hilarious. And then I'll my editor will be like, hey, you should just clip this and put it on the main channel. And I'm like, fuck it. And I just do it with a shitty thumbnail and title, and it gets like 80 to 100K. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm tired of this. 1 out of 10 every time. When I put 0 effort in, it's 1 out of 10. When I put a lot of effort in, it's 10 out of 10 every time.
Oh, you know what? I experienced that with my Star Wars video. It went viral. It was like no production value. It was just me screaming at the camera, and I was like just screaming loudly about my opinions.
Is that the one that went viral on Twitter?
Yeah, I was just
That's
like,
the one I know.
Stop watching Star Wars. That literally took. I just put my phone on a whiteboard that was in the room, and then started screaming at it. But my daily move reviews, they get almost no views, even with the amount of effort that I put into them. It's ridiculous what goes viral. I think my theory, it has to do with either it's what everyone thinks, or it's has to do with drama that goes really well with people on YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably well, it depends on how long you've been doing it and how consistently you've been doing it. Eventually, one of your videos will just get like 200 freaking K views or 1 million views, and you're gonna be like, holy shit! And then suddenly, that's what happened to me, man. I was lollygagging. I was on vacation. I was staying at one of the Roosevelts, one of the presidents' like mansions in like Tennessee. It was with one of my old roommate, her parents, very, very wealthy, rented it for like a week. And it was like this old timey mansion, like freaking Haunting of Hill House. Like no shit. It was like that kind of mansion. We stayed in it for like a week. And I was just woke up one day and I was just a YouTuber. Like I had put out videos that no one watched for months. And then I went to bed and woke up and I was a YouTuber. Because I just like refreshed my app and I had like 9,000 subs, and then that whole day I would refresh it like every hour, and
I remember those days.
Yeah, I would be like 2K subs, 2K subs, 2K subs. I'm like, oh my god! And by the time I drove home, I had 30,000, and I was like, well, I guess I'm a YouTuber now, and I just kept making videos. So you need that. You gotta wait for the algorithm. Is like it waits.
No.
It waits.
A lot of people think it's about the algorithm, and it is half. But the other half is like literally it's metrics, so your click-through rate, watch time.
Yeah.
It's consistent and it's also topical. So like if you do a video that the algorithm just doesn't know who to send it to, then it's going to die because the algorithm doesn't know what your video's about. Like it only knows keywords, and so unless you constantly release videos which are constantly about a trending topic, it literally will never know who to send it to because it will send it to your last audience of your last video. And unless your last video is also the audience of your current video, it'll die. And it'll kill your channel. And so you need like a consistent topic, which has a consistent audience, which has a consistent viewer base. Otherwise, YouTube doesn't really know what to do with the videos as a whole.
Yeah, that was how it worked. Is I like made my GameStop videos, and I had a lot of them. And the first one, I put it on Reddit, and it went to the front. It went to number 1 on Reddit for 24 hours on the entire page Reddit, and it got like 10 or 12,000 views. So that click through rate and that watch time, and everything for my first video ever was really high. And then I was getting like 700 to 800 views per video after that, and then it went down to like 80 views after a few months.
Yeah, because the moment you change the topic, it dies.
And exactly. And I was still talking about GameStop a little bit, and then it's like one day the algorithm was like, oh, here's your first GameStop video. They got 10,000 views organically and did really well. We're just going to send that to everybody. It got like 1 million views in 2 days out of that same first video. Just overnight was boom. And then every time I released another video, it was like 80K, 100K, 80K, 100K, 80K, 100K every single time.
One of the things that I found is that if I release a video every second day, it will do way better than anything else because after the second day, other people start to watch other channels, which means that those channels replace you in your recommended.
Right.
And so they start to watch other people rather than you. And so when you release a video, you're not even seen.
Yeah, you can tell that shit. You can the YouTube Studio app, if you like pay attention really closely, you can see what the hell is happening. It's actually pretty scary. Speaking of being pretty scary, Catastrophe. Oh, with a pink boy says, we can get you doing the 5 milk Disparu.
I don't have eggs. I've got milk, but I don't have eggs.
Disparu.
How far are we?
We're pretty close. Disparu was the only person, other than maybe one person, that beat me in 5 milk, like in the speed.
Yeah, but we have different sized glasses, and I don't know how big your glass was.
They're pretty big, I guess.
Look, if we ever meet in real life, I will match you size to size on a drink to balance it out, to see who it is.
We're going to do it. That's why you need to go to Matsuri. I'm sure Critical Drinker will be there again.
I'm going to MegaCon. I'm going to Vegas. Like Gary's Vegas. April.
Bro, we need to fucking coordinate.
It is Nerdrotic's visit to Vegas. And the reason is I've always wanted to go to Vegas because I don't think there's anywhere like Vegas anywhere else on the earth.
Yeah.
And so I've always wanted to go to Vegas.
I've been to Vegas 17 times. And there is no place like that.
Before MegaCon, I've never been to America. So this will be my first time to Florida. In April, will be my first time to Vegas.
You'll love it.
Nice.
You'll love it. Catastrophe, love you, by the way. Thank you for your pink boy. You're so good to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Malcherion says, Disparu, Nick doesn't have shoulders and he still does Naked Snake. Join the club. Got baby shoulders. Thank you, Malcherion.
Look, my shoulders aren't going to change. It's the rest of my body that I'm more concerned about.
Well, you can't see it, though. You can only see from here up. You're good.
Come on. Look at Camelot. Camelot is jacked. Camelot is like a brick shithouse. He is triangular.
They call me the Dorito at the gym.
Yeah, the Dorito.
Speaking of Doritos, my boy Bob the Elder has just put his name on the Daytona car. $100 super chat. Oh my God. That puts us 120 from Naked Snake. Naked I never knew that I wanted my name on a NASCAR car, but here we are. Love listening to y'all. Good luck at Daytona. Thank you. The whole goal is to not wreck and to stay out of trouble and to bring the car home in one piece. That's the whole goal.
That's a good goal.
That's the only goal. Like a lot of people go out there and they're like, I want to win. I'm like, bro, you've never even been in one of these cars. What are you talking about? You want to win? You just need to just listen to terminology. Like it'll be my first time having like a real like registered spotter for like NASCAR. And I had him during my test and he is real good. He's a real good spotter. So I don't know if he'll be my spotter for the race, but hopefully he is. Thank you, Bob.
He has never needed to turn right in his life.
No, if you do, it's fucked up. Don't turn right.
That's my favorite. This is the only thing I know about NASCAR. They just turn left.
Yeah, it's mainly it's rhythm based, and it's very rhythm based and very G-force based. Like your whole like if you could take a picture of me somehow with my helmet off at Daytona in the corner, my face is gonna be over here. It's hilarious. You can feel it. You can feel it. It's really cool. Thank you, Bob. Love you, dude. You're on the list. Dax says, so Camel, what's the best Metal Gear and why is it Snake Eater? It is Snake Eater, and it's because Snake Eater feels very James Bondy, and it's just got all the variety. And it's like campy, and it's very self-aware of its campiness, and it's just so charming. But my opinions change every time I play through all of them. When I play through the first one, I say it's my favorite, and then I say the second one, then I say it's my favorite, and then third, and then even the fourth one, I'm like, God, this is amazing. But the fourth one, it's more because of its cinematic aspects. I love the fourth one, but the third one, if I haven't played all of them in like a year, which it's been about that long, I always think about the third one the most. Thank you, Dax. I love you. I love that shit. Oh, I got to take a shot for Bob the Elder. Thank you. So close to we're so close to Naked Snake. So close. All right. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I'd try and help you, but I'd scare people off. Like, oh my God, do we get to see Disparu naked? No.
Yeah, it's just it's the curse, man. And I was hanging out with this girl, and I was like, "Do you think like erect penises are sexy?"
No one does. I don't believe them.
I agree.
I don't believe them.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So a porn category that I've been known to dabble in from time to time is just guys jerking off. I think it's super hot.
Oh my God, Z, you're so gross.
I don't understand. Like,
I don't know. I like it.
Thing.
Okay, listen.
Because you're a straight man. Of course you don't.
I asked this girl this, and I have witnessed this woman. Like, I have pulled my pants down and been fucking solid. And this chick, I could see her demeanor like melt. You know how you know how it is. That her demeanor like melted, and she like
just went, in real life.
Yeah, in real life. And she like went and grabbed my junk and like grabbed it and was just like, it's fucking put her bib on and was feasting. And I'm like,
yeah, but that's real life.
That's real life. No, yeah. And I asked her, I'm like, so do you like see a penis? You're like, oh yeah, dude. And she's like, no, not at all. And I'm like, but you've done that like to me before. And she's like, yeah, but it's not because like that. And I'm like,
it's when it's attached to someone that you like. It's a different...
That's what she said, but she said it's more about the stuff around it and not the penis itself. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
I like a nice penis.
Well, yeah, we know you.
Am I weird for liking class?
That was like the most ultimate Zia comment ever. that could have just been a quote on its own. Like, it didn't even need a stream around it. It's just like, I like an ice penis.
Yeah, that should be a clip.
That's just like a Zia advertisement, right?
I like a good penis.
Yeah, I like a penis.
Yeah. Mint likes flaccid penis. You know what? Okay, so it's in my intro for Camelcast. And I'm like, we never see tits in movies anymore, and we only see dicks.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? And not only is it dicks, it's flaccid like dicks, and it's always dudes that are like kind of flabby and their little flaccid, sad dicks are out. And I feel like it's a humiliation thing.
Yeah, it's like a comical thing. It's meant to be funny.
Yeah,
that's not why it is. The reason why you say it is because that's the only thing they can show. They would love to show you like erect everything else. But under the rules of television, they can't. So the TV makers are going about as far as they can to show you what they can without showing anything else.
Yeah.
I have for a long time thought that essentially all TV series essentially it's the writers putting themselves into the position of the main character, and so everything you see is basically just a projection of what the original writer wants.
Yeah. So like Carrie said, in what movies are there dicks? Every modern movie that's kind of based in that that's rated R almost has a flaccid penis in every one of them. I watched a movie recently. It was a remake of an older film. It was a horror movie, and it was like about this like dance, like ballet school, but they were all witches. Yeah, like there was like 7 like flaccid penises of like old men and like fat dudes. And
She-Hulk would if they could.
Yeah, granted at the end, all the dancers in the ballet got naked and it was great. But like you'll see that so often. Like The Boys, every episode of The Boys was just like a flaccid dick.
Yeah, that is true.
In fact, The Boys got so many people naked that when one of them died, I didn't know which part of him died.
Yeah.
Like that I didn't know which entryway they'd used because it was just all the same.
It's frustrating, Disparu, that I get to see Huey's little unshaped ass. I get to see a Butcher's ass, everybody's ass and chest, and like their front sections. I see all these things, and then finally, when fucking what's her face, I don't even remember her name of her character, but the blonde girl that's like one of the main characters, Starlight. She's like naked because she gets transported by Huey, and she's naked, and it will literally only show her from her neck up in every scene. And I'm like, show her the last cheeks, come on! I'm like desperate, and it's so. It's not something I'm making up, because every time some titties...
No, everyone knows it.
Every time some titties happen in a movie, every time in a 2023, 2024 movie, if like a girl turns around and her tits jiggle and I see them on screen, I literally scream. And it's very rare. I never... No shit.
It's not wrong.
It's been like 2 or 3 months, and I watched a movie, and like the main chick, like just she's like changing, and it turns around and her titties are just out. And I'm like, oh shit! And I like scream, yeah! And that's like it's so rare, but when you watch like 80s and 90s movies, like half the women they just got the titties out.
Eurotrip has some really good booby scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, so assuming we all agree, why?
Because women
writers.
Because women writers, and also women are like, I'm more than just titties, and I'm like, yeah, you are.
Oh no! It's not that they think they are more than just titties. It is literally that they realize they can't compete with what is available, and so it is a case of, this is better than me. I don't want to compete with it. I will make sure it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Are you talking about women who aren't the ones showing their boobs, being like, I will never be that hot. My boobs will never be that nice. So if we eliminate
the writers compared to the far more attractive people they are casting in the set.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting theory. I never thought about that.
It is jealousy. Well, you say it's a theory. I don't think it's a theory, because it is literally happening before your eyes.
But I wouldn't have thought it was jealousy. I was with Mint and Camelot on the fact that I thought it was because, we want to be seen as not sexual, not used for our bodies, not seen as just sexual.
Why would an attractive woman want to be seen as more than just her body?
I think because it's nice to be seen as a human being, I guess.
Feminism.
Why would somebody who is powerful want to be seen as a different kind of power than what they are naturally powerful as?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. But I think that's a big part of it. I think you hear women talk about that a lot. Stop sexualizing me.
Bro.
Which kind of women? Have you ever seen an attractive feminist?
No.
That's a good point.
Dude, if I was 24 years old and I had like some nice, really perky B cups, really thin waist, down to some wide hips with a perfect ass with no cellulite, I would walk around naked 99% of the time.
Yeah. Look, there is a difference. Like, all men know that they are never going to be valued for anything other than what they do in life. I at no point was I ever valued in my entire life, because before I became like 30 and actually became useful to society. Literally nobody gave a shit about me before I became 30 and actually started doing something that was actually useful to other people. Whereas women are like generally attractive, people want them, people desire them, and so they are useful, they have a natural power. So you have to begin to question, like, why would you want to share that power that you've inherited with other people who don't have that power because they were born with something that you don't, and yet they want to take it from you and then use the fact that you've been oppressed somehow in order to advantage themselves in life. And you kind of know that you've never been oppressed. Like, Zia, have you ever felt oppressed in your entire life?
No. And also on that note too, it's interesting that people are worrying about how someone looks, and these uglier women, I guess, are being jealous about it or whatever it is. But they don't realize that they could also. Not everyone's going to look like a supermodel, but you can still work to look.
You just hit on something. They don't realize that they could use it. And you were like, they don't realize that they could use, they could, and it's like, yeah, they could use if they were attractive into their advantage. Which is what other people have done.
Yeah, but my point is they could also work on becoming more attractive. Like everybody can work on becoming more attractive versions of themselves. If you take,
makeup. Yeah.
Makeup, yeah. If you eat right, if you take care of yourself, you can get enhancements. I've seen plastic surgery do some pretty wild stuff. But my point is you can still do it with like good skincare, a healthy diet, exercising. There's a lot that you can do to improve the way that you look. And obviously you can only work with what you're given to an extent. But there's still like, you don't have to be, I don't even think that's true. Fat with short blue hair. You don't think what's true?
Did I not? I this is coming off the previous stream. I probably didn't post it in this one. I posted it in the previous stream. There was a video of somebody who literally with makeup turned from a 2 to a 9.
God, I saw that.
Yeah, makeup is wild. There's a lot with that.
And you combine the makeup with like other physical surgery and stuff. Mm-hmm. Which would also turn you into like a permanent 9 rather than a temporary 9 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you are looking like, even just from her makeup alone, she looked like an entirely different person.
Yep.
And so I don't think it's as simple as just I don't think it's as simple as people who are born with genetics and aren't. I think it's more that people who realize the power that genetics have and the people who don't.
Yep. 100%.
I have a theory. Like women who are just naturally attractive and then just get given everything. There's not a sense of earning what your position.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So like there's a like, oh well, I want to take the power because I want to take other people's power because then it feels like I've earned the power versus just accepting that they have the natural power that they have, the natural influence over men that they have. They want more influence because it's like being spoiled. It's with power. Oh, well, I actually want more power actually because I'm not thinking at all about the natural power that I have. I'm just spoiled with power and I'd rather take it from other people because it would make me feel better about myself.
100%.
That's my theory.
Yeah, no, and I think your theory is correct. Along with Pig, who just dropped $100.
Wow!
Wow!
He's want to say Doom.
I just want to hear the damn Doom music while you're on the car too, my friend.
No, that's a gamer.
Another red boy. 25 names on my stock car at Daytona for my first race. Thank you so much. I just want to hear the Doom music. It is the best music. Thank you, Pig. I love you. I appreciate you for that huge drop. I don't deserve it, but I am more than grateful. Thank you so much, my friend. Pig coming in strong with his beautiful red boy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget Bob the Elder says Metal Gear Solid 4 is actually my favorite because it's an interactive movie. If you're drinking Woodford, I'll take a shot too. Love that shit, dude. It's same. And also, Metal Gear Solid 4 makes me feel things. That last scene with Big Boss and Snake kills me. Dude, I can't watch that shit without I have to look away and look at the wall and focus. It's hard. It's so hard.
So, I don't know. I only played MGS 1 and 2. And then I moved to PC gaming, so I kind of missed the rest of that series.
Well, 3 is on PC now, thank God. But
4, I hate the idea that some things are exclusive, and then there's 3 years later we'll give you the ability to play it.
Yeah, they did an HD collection that they released on PC, but the fourth one I still don't think is on there. But
the fourth one and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are great. The third one it's like 1 and 2 have these over-the-top aspects about it, and 3 kind of became hyper-aware of it and really rolled into it in a really good way. It's really satirical and silly a lot of the times. And then the fourth one is just this over-the-top epic, like emotionally captivating like experience, and they use the experience to tie up the entire series. It's like it's the end of all of it. And they hold no punches with the like emotional aspects. They fuck you in every direction, and it's just brutal. It's so awesome. Thank you, Pig. Again, how far from Fight Milk? Like $20. Wait, no, we already hit Fight Milk. Double Fight Milk's like 400, but we're 20 away from Naked Snake and Naked Zia. Sorry. Thank you guys so much. And we got a little bit of time left. We got about 10-15 minutes left in the show. I appreciate you guys so much. What's up, Matt? How you doing, my friend? Matt himself has joined the show. He's such a good man, and he changed his picture now. And he's
I was gonna say it's a different photo.
He's even more attractive in his little picture.
Love it.
I like when viewers are attractive.
Why do you like when viewers are attractive?
Because it breaks the monotony of them always looking like garbage.
How many viewers that you know look like garbage?
I've met a lot of these people. Okay?
You hear that, you guys?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I appreciate when they're actually attractive. I like Disparu's real laugh. It's great.
Look. If anything learns one thing about me is that I do not fake anything online. Like what I think online is literally what I think in real life. There is no ability for me to fake things online because look. One thing I've learned is that I would lie far too easily, and so there's no point in me lying. Like.
This relationship just turned abusive, Tommy.
Just now, I don't believe that for a second.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. It's just it's we gotta be
the best thing is like if you take the London meetup, I had people buying me drinks at the same time. I'm going, I don't think people should vote.
No, you'll tell it. I'll tell you. That's my favorite thing is when you're around a girl that finds you attractive, and they're you're not really. Look, I've been around the block, so I'll talk to women. I'll talk to women over and over. Like we're talking to women, we're drinking. We're at we're like at Matsuri. Dude, when I was at Matsuri, I was at the bar and you couldn't leave because there was a crowd around me.
Oh, I hate those days.
There was me and Drinker and like Gary, and there was like 100 people, and you couldn't walk. And
I like how you included Gary. It's like the guy who doesn't drink.
Yeah, he wasn't drinking.
He's taking up a place at the bar,
and you can't move. And there's girls walking up wanting to buy you drinks, and all these girls that are viewers and stuff, and they're not viewers of mine, but they know who I am because I've been on shows. Oh wow, Camelot's here too. And I'm like, yeah, I know you're not here for me, but I appreciate that. And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I don't, I'm drinking, so I'm like, yeah, I think we should like repeal the 19. I don't think women should vote. The only reason women have rights is because men allow it, and they're just like, yeah, I completely agree. They're all like, yeah, I completely agree. Here's more drinks. What's your room number? And I'm like, no, we're not doing that, girl. You round.
Drinker is going to Comic-Con, MegaCon.
I know. It's breaking my heart, man. It's breaking my heart. I just really wish I could go. Oh man,
are you going to Vegas?
Oh, I'll be in Vegas in April for sure. I have one. Okay. I race at Talladega in April, but I don't think it'll be at the same time. And if it is, I'll fly from fucking Talladega.
I don't know. I know Nedrotic always bases it around like the local event, but he doesn't go to the local event. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. So
it used to be like a Star Wars convention, but he doesn't go to it.
I will make every effort to go to Vegas. I go to Vegas every year, and I have not missed it in a long time. By the way, the super chats have went insane in the last like a minute. Sam, here's $20. Well, penny short. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate you, my man. Looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to be at Daytona. Thank you, Sam. He was there last time I was at Daytona. Appreciate you, Sam. By the way, here it goes. You guys ready for the Red Boy train? Because it's going. Says this.
I wish I had boobs.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
It'd be so useful if I could just have something to shake.
Yeah, I wish.
They're good little fellas.
I wish I was a.
Well, I can't do the windmill. I'd get banned.
Yeah,
you could do it like under your shorts.
Fansly. No, I'll never forget.
No, I'd still get banned.
I'll never forget when I like grew up a little bit. My PP was like longer than 2 inches, and I could finally like slap it around and like make noises. I was like 12 years
What kind
old.
of noises were you making, Cody?
Shaking violently, and it's like slap, 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 and I'm like, yeah. And I told my friends, and then my friends started doing that. And we're all just slapping like in our like bedroom or sleepovers.
I don't feel like this is a common thing across the country.
I was gonna ask,
I think
is
this is a
what
very local thing.
guys do this? I didn't know what
No.
guys were doing at their sleepovers.
All my friends were slapping them around each other.
Oh my gosh. Fucking Zia over here saying, "Oh, I can't believe you guys slap your wieners." We were literally at a fucking meetup, and you just pulled your titties out and was like, "Everybody touch my titties." You don't remember that?
No,
I
I
thought
don't
my
remember
paid
that
to
at
do it.
all.
What? You don't even drink, and you don't remember this?
Who felt my boobs?
And
The only
you turned away from me and
I was
"Feel
very
my
surprised Zia didn't drink with the stuff that I've seen Zia do on Twitter alone. So I was,
boobs." No,
No,
she
I
literally
know-
pulled her boobs up, and then you turned away from me as if I haven't seen them or something, and then you like,
no, it was X-Ray Girl. X-Ray Girl asked to feel them. I wasn't like,
she's
hey
seen all of
everyone,
them.
feel my tits.
You pulled 'em
X-Ray Girl
out.
was just like,
You
I want
pulled 'em out.
to feel where.
you
No,
pulled
I
them out.
didn't.
I seen you.
No, X-Ray
Legitimately-
Girl was like, I want to feel what part of your boob was
I
like your
saw
initial thing, and so I was like, yeah, go ahead. And
You
she
lifted your
fed.
bra up.
You can't
yeah,
just
so she
offer
could
that
feel
out to
my boob.
anybody.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I didn't like take my tits out and was like, everybody look at my tits and feel them. It was literally just for X-Ray Girl.
Well, it felt
It
like I
looked-
was excluded.
In the stream just before this one, I said that X-Ray Girl has probably slept with more people in this kind of sphere than anyone else, and I still think that's true. I think she's literally because
She
she has
also
slept.
licked whipped cream off my boobies.
She's mentioned that numerous times during D&D. I still don't know why, but she seems to come up with reason to mention it.
I'm happy.
But,
Seems
like,
like
she-
I'm missing out.
She's even slept with like Lady
Next
G
time.
and stuff. She has slept with the impossible people compared to everybody else.
Damn.
Mhm.
Oh, it's crazy. Life's a Circus, and I'm a Clown says, so this is my last super chat for a while. I've been going through a lot of things personally where I have to step back from YouTube, but I'd like to wish you a great year. I love you, dude. I appreciate you, and I patiently await your return. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, he has a second message. $100 Canadian. And he says, I hope everything turns out for you in the end of this year, Camelot, and I'm going to be there next year to see everything you've achieved. Man, I tell you what,
Aw.
a year ago, I had just started full-time racing, short track racing. I don't even know what's going to I can't even imagine what next year is going to be since we've already done so much and it's 1 month in, not even a month. So,
Oh, so that's
Thank-
really recent.
yeah, I was racing the year before as well, but I did full-time last year and it was stressful.
Well, full time's a massive difference than like part time.
Yeah, and then
Like-
it just fell into my lap. Like somebody called me and was like, "Hey man, you want to run ARCA?" And I'm like, is that a thing? Is that something I can do?" And they're like, "Yeah, I think I can help you get it going." And I'm like, "Okay." And it just keeps happening. So he also says,
That's
"I hope
crazy.
everything turns out for the end of this year. I'm gonna be next year, see everything you achieve. Thank you, Life's a Circus. $200 Canadian. Thank you so much, my friend. I don't deserve that shit. But I'm very thankful. Let me put you on my list real quick. I've been drinking, so I need to make sure I do this because I will forget. Life's Circus. Thank you, my friend. And we got 2 more. These red boys are insane. Matt himself. Let's fuck with the chat and see if they want to get enticed to Dono up to double 5. No, fuck. By the way, the new gig is working out great. It's a different environment, but I seem to not have to screw up things too bad. Tech seemed to like the approach of practicality and efficiency. Thank you.
Efficacy? No.
Efficiency and
efficacy.
practicality, yeah.
Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate you. Let me put you on the car. Every red boy's going on my race car for Daytona. Thank you, Matthew. I love you. I appreciate you always supporting your boy for a long, long time. You are the GOAT. Thank you so much. And don't forget Pig. We're like 100 away from double 5 milk now.
Holy moly.
Well, there's your 100.
Can I get my wife's name next to the card? This is super from her. His name is Danny. Yes, sir. We're going to put it right here. Boop, boop, boo. Pig. Well, it's going to say Pig and Danny. I feel like that's kind of fucked up. Now, my wife and my name is on his car. Here's a picture. Pig and Danny. It's like, wait, are you Pig? Yeah, I'm Pig. It's like, oh, that's
I want to shout out to my pig Danny.
Thank you, my friend. You are on there. I put Danny on there as well. Thank you so much, my friend. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's hit these orange boys. It's getting a little bit late, so I need to start hitting all these bastards. Saul says, you saw my picture that Zia showed you how much I changed myself going to the gym. Dude, I seen it. She showed me, I think she showed me like at Pocono or something. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was a content house.
It was pretty cool, man. Saul, congratulations. Keep pushing, my friend. Sky's the limit. Bob the Elder says, "What are you just tripping balls over there?" She's tripping balls.
I'm being a panda.
This is the whole thing. I
Yeah.
genuinely don't know how you have the energy to keep bobbing this long. Like, I couldn't do it if everyone wanted to.
That's crazy, man.
I don't either.
Thank you so much. Bob the Elder says, MGS3 is literally a Bond movie. Yeah. MGS4 is purely fan service. Yep. Come on. You fight Metal Gear Ray while piloting Metal Gear Wreck. It's orgasmic. Plus, I met you in Nashville. You're an awesome guy. Oh, yeah. And I know. I remember who you are now. Thank you so much, Bob the Elder. I appreciate you, my friend. Another orange boy. People are going hard as hell today. Thank you, Bob the Elder. Last Circus says, this is also Matthew Fox. What? You just changed your name. Well, that makes sense. Hey, man, how you doing? That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, my friend. Lobster Circus. Let me know in DMs or something what name you want on my car. Right now I have Lobster Circus on the phone.
I mean, if you want to stay anonymous, maybe like telling people your name may not be the
well,
best
he's been
way
here
for it.
He's been here for years. Thank you, Lobster Circus. Appreciate you.
I got my fight milk already.
There's eggs in that already.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you.
Hold on.
I don't even
don't
have
do it
eggs.
yet. Don't do it yet, damn it. You're ruining everything.
All right, I'll wait. I'll wait just for you.
Katie the Swiss, thank you, my friend. I love you. This guy super thanks every video on both of my channels with a $5 every time.
Aww.
Thank you, man. Old Matt with a 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, my friend. That's insane support today. Bob says, for the record, I love Zia, but I'd ruin my life for Mint. Oh, damn. Mint's getting more props than Zia. Well,
Bob, same.
Zia's 15 years older, so I get it.
I hate you.
Oh boy. I'd ruin your life. With all the meltdowns that I do.
Yeah, you don't see Mint off the stream when she's tripping balls, bro. You know, when somebody knocks on the door,
flailing my hands, I go that's what I am like off screen.
Somebody rings the doorbell and she's like in a closet screaming. You don't see the off the camera stuff, Bob the Elder. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. And Matt himself. I'll go half on the force choke that puts you the double fight milk. Can you put Matt himself and his boys in the car? The youngins would love that. Where are you at, Matt? Yeah, Matt himself and the boys. I got you, my friend. Let me save this. Let me save the list or I'll forget it. All right, cool. Thank you, Matt himself. I love you and I appreciate you, my beautiful friend. You. We just lost Zia. Now she's doing something. She got her thumb in her ass or something. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. I can't do the math because of the decimal place, but I'm quite positive we're already double fight milk. Let me just double check just in case. With Rumble and everything, we should already be there, but I'm gonna double check, and then we're gonna do some stuff. I'm gonna do some stuff, and then we're like 40 away, but I might as well just do it. I'm drunk anyway, kind of. Thank you, Matt. I love you. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for the insane support tonight. We are 30 away from 500 likes. Billy, your name's already on there. I put your name on there at the very beginning of the stream. So Zia, you can go ahead, or you're just probably naked under that.
I'm just gonna get naked. I have a bra.
I mean, you already prepared. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some fight milk supplies because actually, where's my eggs? My eggs used to be right there. They're not there. They're probably in the fridge. I'm gonna go get my eggs and my milk. And then we're gonna go hard.
Christoph McGough.
This son of a bitch. Hold on, Chris McGough.
Oh my goodness.
Chris McGough with his 500 Norwegian Krogans. Will my name be on the car or will you spell it like you say it? I put your actual name on it. You like the actual name. I didn't put Kristen McGough because that would I feel like that'd be fucked up. But it's just your Millar Olsen. Thank you, my friend. You're on there with the pink boy. Thank you. Everybody that is here, tell everybody where they can follow you while I go get my fight milk supplies. You can lead the way, Zia, and then go into Mint. Thank you, Mr. Goff. Love you.
Go get your things. Oh god, it's just Zealand everywhere. I'm sorry, guys. It's just XIALAND on Twitter and Instagram. It's Zia_land, Zealand on YouTube, Zealand on OnlyFans, Zealand on Fansly, and those are all the things. If you want to find them, you can. Miss Mint.
Okay. I do daily movie reviews every day at 7 p.m. youtube.com/ASE Presents. If you want to help support the daily grindiness, you can check out my link tree that has all of my links, linktr.ee/titsmintsalad. That's where you can find me.
Love it so much. Disparu, you're up.
I wish I could have a link that was like tits Disparu salad. I mean, that would probably.
If you eat enough, you could.
I was going to say that would probably improve the channel if I could have like titsdisparu.com. That seems like that would be an advantage. But until then, it's just Disparu on YouTube. For whatever disastrous television comes out. Until then, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Is there supposed to be something I'm supposed to be doing right now, or is it just Camelot that's supposed to be doing something?
You're supposed to be getting naked. Is that not what you're gonna do?
That would probably scare viewers off. That's probably
I
not,
gotta grab
that's
my
probably not good for
bikini.
all of us.
So
Me in a bikini would definitely scare viewers off.
You
That's
never know.
definitely-
People are into some weird stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a niche thing meant for a niche audience. That's probably not something meant for Camelot's channel, where we specifically recruited women to it.
I bet you that will be the thing that goes viral, though. It wouldn't be us, because, like, yeah, women have tits. You see that every day. But if a guy has a nice meaty set of boobs and takes his shirt off, maybe that
I
would
wish
go
I had a
viral.
nice meaty set of boobs. That would be something I. If I had a nice meaty set of boobs, that would be something I would brag about every day of my life.
Would you play with them a lot, like little stress balls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't need me to brag about it. That would be something you would already know about if that was the case.
I feel like with boobs, like, it is a guy. Like, if a guy has a nice chest, like a nice muscular chest where it's big and pronounced, I feel like girls like that. It's the equivalent of how guys.
Yeah, but
are
girls would
boobs.
already know about that. That's the thing. No girl has ever been surprised by the fact that a guy has a muscly chest.
What do you mean? Like, no girl's ever been surprised by it?
Well, I mean, literally, no girl has ever looked at a guy and then been surprised by the size of his chest.
I don't know. I feel like I have before. I've seen guys where I'm like, holy shit, that guy has a big chest.
No, because the size of his chest is linked to the rest of his muscles. So if he
has
like a big chest, he has like big arms, he has big shoulders, he has big everything. So you already know just by looking at the shape of a guy, everything about him.
I guess that's true, but I feel like it's the same thing with girls because you can't hide.
Oh
big
no,
boobs
no. And I'll tell you why, because women lie, right? And
what do you mean?
This is my kind of issue that I've had with I've sent it to numerous people. I think I sent it to Camelot as well. The video about makeup is lying. It is literally women lie to people because they pretend they are something by having makeup that leads people down a certain way. And if you go that way, then you end up to a point where you're like, well, it's kind of rude if I go back on this now. Because they've already led me down this path. And you end up that kind of path with women where it's like, if you've led me down this path, it's like, well, I found you attractive up till now. And then I found out everything about you that was fake. And now I'm not sure whether I can back out of it, because everything I found out about you would lead me to back out of it. But also that would insult you, and so I'm not sure who's the bad guy in this scenario.
How do boobs play into it, though?
What
does that have to do with it?
I have been in a situation where I've taken a girl back to her house, and I actually offered her, would you rather go back to mine or hers? She said hers. And then she went, well, we're not going to do anything. It's like, well, okay. And then we got back to hers, and then you get back to a point, and you're like, I don't actually like where we've ended up at. But it's kind of rude if you stop at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I've hooked up with a fat bitch one time. Because
I wasn't even on about that. It's just
the
like
intro to this video. Like, she showed up and I was like, fuck. And it was like too late. And I was like, it'd be rude to not give her an old clapping. And I regret it.
You get to a point where you're like, it would be rude if I stop now. So I might as well do this for king and country.
Yolanda says sleeper physiques exist. Oh my gosh. This one time.
Yeah, I think they do.
I was hanging out with this girl one time. And she's like this little Asian girl. And she like, just, she wasn't like super like attractive. She was just kind of normal looking. I mean, she wore like a large t-shirt and like gym shorts. You know, like gym shorts, loose gym shorts, and just like would lounge and just eat chips. And that chick would take her clothes off and looked like a bombshell, like naked. Like changed my life when I was like, damn, this is crazy how good you look. Like, and she wouldn't, you know, she never wore clothes to accentuate that ever. But she looked like a monster naked. Like just, you're like, damn, she's like literally perfect. Bob says he's on the spectrum, by the way. Just like men.
Aren't we all?
Hey.
Aren't we all? Look, I literally kept me skinny, but I have a barrel chest and great shoulders, so I do the best I can.
Hey, barrel chest and great shoulders. I'm telling you, good shoulders on a guy is just like.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
There's a
What do you
whole
mean good
scientific,
shoulders on a guy? Huh?
there's a whole scientific study that women are interested in like shoulder to waist ratio, men are interested into it's like back of the arse ratio. It's like the curve that they're in. If you hit that curve, you're in.
Darkness of the asshole ratio.
I don't think that's a scientific term.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. At least somebody laughed at me.
I've had someone ask me if I bleached my asshole.
That was
before.
me.
No, it was not you. It's someone who's seen it.
Yeah, that was Cody.
No. So yeah. No.
That was far too awkward for it not to be true.
No.
That was far too awkward for it not to be a real life situation.
It was a
because both of you stopped and went, "How does he know?"
No. You just all being silly now.
It's like, oh no.
That
was the point where both of you paused and went, did we tell him something in DMs? That was that point.
Wait a second. Were you in this group chat?
What the hell?
Charles says, Mint, can you break my heart so I have more motivation for the gym? Let me know when you can. You're come to CA, Camel. Oh, when you come to California? Hell yeah. Well, California's big as hell. I don't know if I'll be in the part of California you're in. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you.
How do you want me to break your heart? Do you want me to call you fat? Because I'll do that.
Because I'll do that.
Big old tubby fat chub of lard, man. Go to the gym. Tub of lard.
You chub of lard, you. You guys ready for this? Wait, no.
Yeah.
What? Well, yeah, I'm gonna make my fight milk and then I'm gonna do naked snake and
All right,
then we're gonna come in the full.
Okay, how big is your glass that you use? I just want.
It is
that is bigger.
It's about 20 ounces probably.
I don't know what an ounce is.
Oh,
I don't even know what an ounce of liquid is.
It's like 2 3/4 cup probably.
Like I'll show you what the glass is.
What are you fucking milliliters? Is I don't know.
milliliters. Yeah.
Milliliters.
How many ounces is in a milliliter?
I have no idea.
18.
That's a good question. Are you just making that up, Cody?
18. Yeah.
You're
Ooh,
just saying things.
18.
Ooh, that's a good drop.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, that's like my favorite thing when it's been like a couple weeks and you dump a load and it's like a faucet. Like, yeah, what's up with this? And you feel like
you go 2 weeks without dumping a load?
No. Well, there's extenuating circumstances sometimes, yeah.
But like you don't jerk off in the in between?
No, like there's been situations where there's been like a week and I've been like traveling everywhere and I just don't fucking have time to even think about it. And then I finally dump a load and like it's almost like I can feel my balls getting smaller as I'm like, no, it's crazy. It's like when your soul leaves your body, when your soul leaves your body, you're like, oh, it like feels like that scene in Starship Troopers where the dude gets his brain sucked out. That's like balls.
Oh, come on. The scene where it's like, why don't they kill us? Because they want us alive. It's like, okay, but what else apart from that, you retard? It's like literally the most stupid sentence of any movie ever. But it's also the best sentence of any movie ever. When
they stick the thing, when the brain bug sticks the thing in his head and he's like, oh, that's like my balls. Yeah.
Why don't they kill us? Because they want us alive.
No shit.
You're like, what? That's crazy. Is that how that works?
I cannot separate these glasses, by the way.
Those
they are literally so cold, I can't separate them.
Small glasses.
It reminds me of
I can't tell.
Borderlands. You remember, was it Alice in Borderlands? Is that what? Yeah. Disparu.
Alice in Borderlands is one of the best TV series of all time.
Yeah, yes. You told me to watch it and I loved it. But it had an anime trope that I had to get used to again. And it's the anime trope where and I've told you this Disparu before, but where the exposition, like the stuff that's happening, the exposition or whatever is happening in front of you is happening, and then all the characters one by one like explain what's happening and why their motives or what their motives are to everybody over and over and over.
No,
you know, it'll be like, so you see, you have to pick the right card in the order of 10. And if you don't, you will die. And then it pans to a character and he goes to like a monologue and he's like, so if I need to pick the right card in order of 10 or else the acid will kill me. And then it goes to the next character and it's like, oh no, but then we'll be left with only 9 cards. And then if I think of the 9th card in a row, then I will get hit with the acid. And it's like, then you go, and I'm like, okay, you don't have to explain it for the 9th time.
No. You realize why that's done? Because people are retards.
Yes.
That is literally done for the
100%.
General population.
100%. I agree.
And so I don't consider that a negative of the show. In fact, I consider that a positive of the show because they realized what people needed in order to enjoy the show.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably better to have it than not, maybe.
Well, it's not just that. I think that show literally has the single best characterization of any show I've ever seen.
It was satisfying.
They can make me care about a character in 20 minutes from the introduction of a character to the end of the game where they die.
Yeah.
And no other show has made me able to do that. I am very difficult to get to care about a person, whereas they made me do it in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was a great show. I loved it.
It's probably one of my like best 3 of all time.
It's always, dude. There's a lot of good shows that are in that spectrum that I freaking love.
I would love to hear the others.
All of Us Are Dead. Loved it. Did you watch that?
Yeah, but I've seen it. I don't think it's anywhere near the same degree of competency.
Probably not, but it just evoked an atmosphere that felt similar to me, and I enjoyed it.
It's a great show, and it's a great show of traditional values.
Yeah.
I may be looking at it from a position of what our current shows are lacking, rather than just like a flat line kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like if something is severely competent in what our current entertainment is lacking, then I will appreciate it more. Yeah.
That makes sense. Bob the Elder says, I have a literal dad bod. I'm not cut, but there's no question that I work out pretty regularly. I'm 40, but I look like I'm 25. It's just what it is. Well, that's good then. That's a really, really good thing. Thank you, Bob the Elder. I appreciate you. It is time for the 263rd running of Naked Snake, the 14th in a row with me and Zia. And then we do some fight milks in our lives. I don't know if Mint's joining us for Naked Snake. She's more than welcome. Don't have
I
to.
am.
Of course she is.
I would if I could separate the 2 glasses.
Just use the one glass. I don't know.
I could drink it like this if this is what you want.
Drink it like that.
Yeah.
The thing is, I only have milk. I don't have eggs.
Oh.
This
That
is the
makes
point.
sense.
I didn't even know it was supposed to be on the stream today. So
that is
Why
true.
don't you just get eggs on the off chance that you're on the stream randomly whenever and we hit fight milk? God damn it.
Because Carol only invited me when I was already pissed.
Here we go, boys. You guys ready? Because I'm ready.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's time again for the moment you've all been waiting for. For boobs. Boobs and more boobs. Thank you guys so much. Slosher, I love you. Star Wars Troopers. Here we go. Thank you guys for all the support today. Love you. We already hit the like goal. We destroyed the Super Chat goal like 3 times over. I appreciate you guys. It is time again. Here we go. I gotta take my headset off. 2 seconds. Epic Mike!
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching.
You ready, Zia?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
What a fear in my heart.
Look at Mint.
You're so supreme.
Here we go, boys. Oh, yeah. The easiest Naked Snake for Zia ever. Look at that. In my time, there been nobody else. Rudy, too. Crime is the way I fly to you. Ready, Zia? I'm still in a dream, snake eater. You like shoulders, Zia? You ready?
Hell yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
People are like, why don't you go head to head with Camelot? I don't know. What could it possibly be? Maybe it's because he's put like 5,000 hours in the gym more than me.
Amazing.
I would have put on bikini, but I didn't find any. I didn't find a bikini.
It's alright, I would have put on a bikini if I looked good in one.
Catastrophe. Thank you guys so much. 263 naked snakes in a row. 14 on Camel Thoughts. We've never missed one show. Thank you guys so much. You guys are goated. This brew's always getting already tasting some milk. Look at him.
I don't have eggs. So I'm just like, I'm literally just drinking milk.
Here we go, boys. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. One more time. We're flicking the titties at you. Show my shoulders to Zia.
I would if I got him.
Here we go, boys.
Shoulders.
Here it comes. Ready, Zia?
Oh, I can't do that. There's not a chance in hell.
That's not a new tattoo on you, is it, Zia? On your pelvic region?
This one?
Yeah.
No, I've always had this.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember. I don't even remember. Thank you so much.
Damn it. Remember all my tattoos.
Rudy Toot, love you. Snow Rome, love you. 3 for the price of 1. Good deal. Thank you so much, Snow Rome. I appreciate you. Now it is time for the fight milk. We're going to cue up some music real quick for the fight milk. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
You know, downing stuff. Downing stuff I can do. I can probably down this if you want. This is 2 liters.
The whole milk thing? Jesus.
I mean, I don't know how much it is. Yeah, this is 2 liters. Plus this.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm preoccupied. Trying to find Billy Hatcher's show. I just can't find it. I just wish I was dead.
Why? Every single time. It's just never there.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like downing stuff applies to my previous experience. Being able to specifically direct each tit to a specific direction isn't something I've ever practiced before.
There's so many jokes there about downing things.
I feel like Camelot knows all of them.
All right. Here we go. Yeah. I set it as a yellow flash front now. I'm going to try again here in a second, though. Here we go. It's time for some fight milk. Let's cue up the music.
Fight milk it up.
Oh, it's double fight milk. I have to put whiskey in it. I forgot my Woodford. Hold on. Completely
I've
forgot.
had more than enough whiskey over the night to make up for that.
Got 4 eggs. Pouring some of the whiskey in. We're going to have a lot of fun here. And then I'm going to take ibuprofen. I don't know what it is about fight milk, but it makes me like have a really weird headache. So I have to take ibuprofen every time I do it.
It's probably
that's
because
worse.
it's disgusting and you shouldn't be doing it.
No, you don't want to take ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is like messes up your stomach.
Oh, I love it. Dude, I take it like ibuprofen almost every day.
No, that's really bad.
I can't wait to die. Here we go, boys. I don't know why this is at the top of the thing. This is really weird. You see this?
You're the one. It's your
Yeah.
stream. You're in entire control.
Mix a little, please. Here we go, boys. Let's do it.
Go, Mint, go. Mint won. Mint beat Cody. Cody looks like he's going to die.
He does look like he's about to die. He's even got a mustache.
Mint is the winner. Mint is the winner.
You know what helped with this music? I just sipped to the beat.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. You
Yeah.
just like swallowed to the beat type of thing.
You just open your gullet and
like
go.
that.
That's all that happens.
Oh. All of the whiskey was at the, I don't know. I guess it's this protein milk I bought.
No, that's what happens. No, you poured it in just before you drank it, so you didn't like mix it at all. So it all stayed on the top and floated.
Ugh.
All of it. It was just pure whiskey the whole time. Oh,
Well, it can't have been the whole time.
well, not after the whiskey is. It's like the milk chasing it with the milk and eggs doesn't help.
I mean, Mitt sounds still going for it. She's like, yeah.
She's the winner. That's why.
Yeah, she was ashamed of her last performance, so she's been freaking practicing for like months now.
Yeah, the last performance I went really slow because I did not know what it tasted like, but now I know what it tastes like.
Oh my god, it's awful. Thank you, Helena. I love you. We appreciate you. We miss you. Carrie said Zia doesn't do five milk. No, she doesn't. She sucks.
We don't hit it enough for me to have milk in the house. It just goes bad. I don't use milk.
She'll drain your
Why do you
balls
not
all
use
day.
milk?
I fucking hate milk. I think it's
Milk
so
is
gross.
like the foundation
I'm
of
not a
human
big fan of milk
society.
either.
No, thank you.
I love milk.
I hate it.
I
I don't
have
buy
milk,
it.
I just don't have eggs.
I don't drink it. I have eggs, but I don't have milk.
Oh my god.
You just like cracking eggs into your mouth.
Oh my god. Look
That
at
would be something. Watching me puke.
you know you had a good show when people make memes of you on Twitter afterwards. Make sure you guys like the show. You guys are goated as hell. We've had a lot of people in here all night. Great show. We killed every goal that we have possible. We added another 10 names, I think, to our freaking stock car for Daytona for the NASCAR ARCA race there. Don't forget. Everybody's asking me to raid. You want me to raid Ginger? I'll raid Ginger, okay? God damn, y'all. I was going to raid Yellow Flash, but yeah, we'll raid Ginger. Here we go. We'll raid this dumbass. My editor. By the way, everybody enjoy my editor. We're going to raid my editor. He's a bitch. Yeah, we're going to do it at SkyTex. Thank you so much to Zia, one of my favorite people in the world, top 3 at least. Mint, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on. Always a lot of fun. And
for having me on.
Yeah, Disparu for randomly joining. I appreciate Disparu can just talk and he's eloquent and he makes good points. And
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, people wish I shut up is mainly the issue.
that's my favorite thing is when people just talk. 'Cause then I don't-
Like, please just go
appreciate
away.
your
We
ability to
invited you,
talk.
but now we regret it.
you know how I am.
No, it's perfect. I was so
Every-
sleepy tonight too, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, Disparu's here." It's like, yeah.
Like,
Disparu,
please.
yeah.
I just wanted to show my tits and leave, but no. It's like, come
Yeah.
on.
Disparu makes good points, and I'm just like, yeah, I'd fuck a guy for $1 million. You know that's how
It's
the
like, I
streams
wish
go.
I had tits that I could just like show and then make money and then leave. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Let me make sure. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I didn't miss a Rumble rant because when I'm drinking, I close the chat and then lose it. A lot of people in Rumble today. Thank you guys. Rakin, Tim Pool's Gay Music, Josh Rakowski, Prestige, Duck Fat. Tim Pool's great. Gay Music says Starlight done fucked up with her plastic surgery. Yeah, she looks like
Yes.
a monster now. God,
I
she was
don't
so
know.
she
I
was so
know.
beautiful too. God, I hate that shit.
It really sucks when surgeons don't say no when they fucking should.
Thanks for calling me a chicken leg piece of shit, by the way, my friend. Mentrek says it's easier to be a commie in a free country trying to be free. Try to be free in a commie country. 100% Mentrek. You're right as hell. Tim Pool's Gay Music says take another shot. Bro, I took a lot. And Mudbug, of course, already got yours. Thank you, my friend. Everybody on Rumble like the Rumble stream. Everybody on YouTube like the YouTube stream. Everybody on Locals, I appreciate you guys so much. We're gonna raid Ginger. Say Cam raid in the chat. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you follow Disparu. Amazing videos that I watch almost every day. I think I watched your newest video today. Zia Land. She doesn't put out videos, but she's attractive, so that doesn't matter. And
I gotta start putting out videos.
Unlike
though.
me.
Like for
Yeah.
real.
and Mint, of course, great content and also attractive. So get on it, doggone it. Love you guys. Get the hell on it.